a link and I say, hi guys.
Yeah, send me the link too, so that way I can post it up.
Yeah. There you go. I sent it to you. Should be good.
There we go. We're in business. Copy.
I wish I could go back. I wish I could like see my past self's reaction to this, because like obviously there was a time where we weren't friends, and I wish I could go back and be like.
I was thinking about that when I was in the car and I was pulling up. I'm like, this is the podcast I'm doing, huh? I was like, imagine if I told myself that. I was like,
fucking.
We're gonna be chatting it up. We're gonna chop it up one of these days.
I've been looking forward to it though, because ever since obviously our re-conversation, I know that you're a pretty fucking sound chap, so I have been looking forward to it. I'm not gonna bullshit you. There's gonna be some potentially heated questions from the people who sent in questions, but you can handle some.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean that's expected, man. And I was looking forward to it too. It's like it's mutual. But the thing is, and I expect there to be some resistance too. Like it is what it is. I gotta edit. I probably should say something on top of the link. I just post a link. Just like here's the link. Click now, please.
Fucking everyone's just fucking confused. I'm confused. JoJo's confused. We're all just fucking confused actually. So there we go.
Yeah. Aren't we all? Everybody's confused. It's just some people are better at bullshitting that they're not confused.
Yeah, some people are better at pretending they're not. Exactly.
Exactly.
Let me just post it on my server and then we shall begin. At everyone, for the two people who give a fuck, because like everyone in my server probably has like everyone muted. Yeah.
I have a Discord too. Sometimes I forget that.
I bet yours is actually active. Fuck, I'm jealous.
Sometimes these fuckers. I swear, sometimes it feels like I'm bothering them. Like, you guys know this is my Discord, right?
I know exactly what the fuck you mean.
It'll be like 10, 15 some randoms in like a voice chat I drop in. They're like, "Who's in here?" Like, "Oh, just me. Sorry to bother."
Sorry to fucking inconvenience you guys. It's just me.
That's what it feels like, man. Nah, they're real nice about it, but I'm like, fuck.
Okay, we'll let the masses flock in. We just sort of sit here and chill. Show me your sake. Let me see what the fuck you're rolling with.
This is, believe it or not, for a little Dutch town, we're getting a little more ethnic. This is literally at a supermarket like 5 minutes from me. And, you know, for a little Dutch town, it's not bad, man. Can't beat it.
A little Dutch town.
Yes, sir.
What is people's like reactions to obviously the American accent? Do people like always talk about that? They're like, oh, that is a strange accent. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the fucking Dutch accent sounds. That was German.
No. So nobody. So that's the thing about like white people here in the States is that, and I was just talking about that with a buddy at work, is that a lot of them aren't very, how do you say this without getting canceled? Like a lot of them don't give a fuck. They don't care. They're not like culturally invested in whatever type of white they are. Like there's a lot of regions of Caucasus that have really cool, like if you're Icelandic, you're probably a fucking Viking. I'd be getting like Viking tats and like putting beads in my braid. A lot of people, they don't care, man. They don't care. So they don't really have the accent or anything like that, man. None of it.
That must be actually pretty fucking sweet. Like I feel like if I went to like America, for example, all like I would hear is, "Oh my God, you're from Ireland," and I would be like, "Motherfucker, Ireland? What the fuck do you mean Ireland? Does this sound like an Irish accent to you, boy?"
But you know what? You'd be pretty popular over here. Every American loves accents, or I should say, the American girls. They love the accents. Like if you sound UK, Scottish, Italian, they love that shit.
If I'm migrated back to fucking America back in my teen years, homie, I would have been a fucking.
You'd have been a straight G, a lady killer.
Yeah, fucking father of 10.
Been a father of 10.
Accent for life. I would be able to tell you're Scottish, Millz. Don't worry. Yeah, you're one of few. I've heard. Millz, you're low, by the way. Okay, let me turn up my microphone real quick.
Amp it up.
I think I actually hold on. I think I need to go into the actual fucking mic settings because it's full volume. See, this is why we do this little process, JoJo, is so that we can iron out the kinks.
It's no problems, man. This is a dope ass UI you got here, like with the little space stuff going on. I like this.
I bought it. It was $20. I mean, I did
Oh,
the. Does it still say smoke? I'm sure I changed it.
no, it says smoke.
Oh, for fuck.
I can BS smoke, bro.
Oh,
That's
it
all right.
says
They
it
don't,
on.
they
Oh,
don't need to know.
it says it on the fucking overlay. I was like, what the fuck? I changed the stream title. Watch this, right? You ready to see some magic?
Yes.
Hold on. I need to. I'm such a goddamn professional, JoJo. You know how it is.
It's all good.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, guys, I'm really good at combos and I'm Brazilian.
Do you know any Brazilian Portuguese words?
Not at all.
Well, I mean,
not a one.
Okay, the most important ones you need to know are cu.
Cu.
Yep. Mamios.
Mamios.
And bujeta.
Bujeta.
Which
How was the pronunciation?
That was pretty good. That means asshole, nipples, and pussy in that order. So
those are the only words I really wanted to learn, anyways.
Exactly.
So
like
I like it.
That's the essential. You're now eligible to go to Brazil.
Yeah. When I'm at work, I always ask the older Hispanic ladies how to teach me Spanish, and I only ask the highest degeneracy of words, like teach me like panoche and shit like that. Like, your girl's Portuguese, right?
She's Brazilian.
Is she?
Yeah.
Or yeah, that's what it is. I said.
Yeah. I mean, you were close. I mean, that was close. I mean, the language is spot on. Also, Broly, você fala português? I don't know Portuguese either. It's like a phrase. Yeah.
You flexed on me, dude. I didn't know what to do. He's Portuguese too, or Brazilian?
He's from the great land of Canada. Broly's a fucking G, homie. He's been around for a long time. He did like one of the most popular fucking jump cancel tutorials. Has like 500,000 views or some shit. He's fucking sick.
I don't know if it's him who actually followed me on Instagram or if it's like account that's run by one of his peeps. But then, yeah, I seen that. He's cool peeps, man. He has like these long videos that I like how unedited they are. They're just raw, where he just kind of speaks. It's got this level of realness to it. I can appreciate. Like me, I could never, dude. If I upload like a raw segment, I'm so bothered by the like, even just like the breaths. Like if I have to go, or if I go, like I edit all that shit out. So
nothing wrong with being a perfectionist, my man. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
keeping it real.
But I appreciate the level of just like rawness, though, man. Maybe I'll do stuff like that when I come back.
I do want to talk about that, the old hiatus, but we'll get to that. First of all, hi everyone. Thanks for joining Run of the Mills number 14. I'm chilling with JoJo Wi-Fi. Who the fuck would have saw that coming a year ago? But we fucking made it happen.
We're here.
What's up, JoJo? How are you?
Not too bad, man. It's good to be here.
Okay, so let's just fucking dive right into it. You know what I'm going to ask you, because it's the story that we were talking about off stream. You had a Patreon. Do you want to tell us about?
Oh man, we're kicking off with that one, huh?
I'm so curious.
Okay.
Listen, this podcast is like super fucking informal, homie. You can invite that guy here, and I'm joking. I'm only joking.
That was a long process. I just want to preface this by saying, like, I have the best patrons in the world, sincerely. I don't say that just because they pay the bills. Like, these guys, I haven't made content in so long, and like the ones who stuck around and just like helped out, like, you guys are awesome. They're tuning into everything. But I did have to ban. I was just telling them about that. I had to ban my first patron and recent because he was just doing some shicey stuff. Like, if you ask me for a one-on-one room and then you start muting your mic mid-conversation and you like come back panting heavily, I'm going to assume you're beating your meat. I don't know what you're doing. You're probably beating your meat. And he does swing that way, and that's okay if you do. I personally do not.
But you have to get consent first is probably the main thing.
Yeah.
Consent has gender.
It's a consent thing. And so I set these boundaries of like, look, man, this is I'm a content creator. This is not an OnlyFans. And he would just constantly ask me for pictures of like my abs or like for me to make OnlyFans stuff. So it's like I kind of knew what he wanted, but yeah, he just kept going for it and asking for calls. So I had to ban my first patron. It's unfortunate, man. R.I.P. R.I.P.
Did you ever consider doing an
If I didn't have, like, if me and my family weren't close, then I definitely would do it. I just don't want somebody to send a picture of my mom with my dick out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
that would be pretty awkward. Although she's seen it more than most. I mean, maybe
yeah,
not in
you're not
recent.
wrong.
No, it's fucked
Maybe
up.
not in recent.
Yeah, that would be strange. I mean, I can see the appeal doing it. I think like it's generally going to be something that gets more and more accepted as time goes on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
100%. And if you were riding solo, like, I mean, it's not a bad way to make
If
money.
you're,
They make a
dude,
shit ton of money, homie. Like,
if you ride solo, dude, all more power to you, G. Shit, I love myself. Like, I send it to the council.
you send it to the council. I think
Yeah,
you.
the council.
My God, what?
Like, like when I was going to uni, there was like a group chat of like 50, 60 people. I would send my dick pic in there all the time just for funsies. So if I'm gonna send it for funsies, hell yeah, I would send it to make money. I would.
What was the reaction when you just sent random?
A lot of them would leave the group chat.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Fair
Yeah, a
enough.
lot of them would just leave.
I think you've got one of
Um,
your homies in the chat.
yeah.
Yeah, he's asking
Well,
me.
you know, they got like nicknames in Facebook, and someone changed it to Shrimp Dick, and I'm like, bet. So I was like, let's go dick to dick. Let's see who's got the bigger dick here, buddy.
You want to
So
cock? You want to cock off, bro? Yeah.
yeah, let's get. Come on, bro, come at me.
Yeah, look at my
So
cock, bro. And then it's like, oh
come
shit,
on, man.
this got real.
Yeah, this got real quick,
Okay.
and now I have to leave the group chat.
Alan from JoJo's server, don't worry, I am gonna bring that topic up of his hiatus. But first of all, JoJo, we're gonna start with the generic question that everyone gets when they come on this show. Where did it all start in terms of DMC? What brought you to the series?
Yeah, that's a good one. Half Pint asked this on his podcast,
Shit.
and
I'm outdated.
it was
Questions are outdated.
no. It's good though because a lot of people didn't tune in. It didn't get the love it deserved. So I like telling the story. But there was a little mom and pop shop. It's like one of those CD exchange type ordeals where it's a lot of used stuff that comes in and out. And growing up, my parents didn't have a lot of money. So I wanted like a Grand Theft Auto game. I don't know what the new one was. I want to say it was San Andreas.
Yeah.
But it was like, I think the retail price for like games that were brand new was like $40 back then. And they just were not willing to drop that on top of it being a game that's, where you go, is rated R.
You're fucking
not
shit
that,
up. Yeah.
Yeah, you fucking shit up. And then not the DMC's like Hello Kitty Island, but it's a little less known. So I had to go to the discount section and, pick out a different game. And I remember I started with Devil May Cry 1.
Yeah.
And I love that game, man. I played Resident Evil 2 on the Nintendo 64. So I'd already had a love for, because, I think it's safe to say that Devil May Cry 1 had a very Resident Evil vibe to it.
Yeah.
Seeing as, the director and whatnot. I'm not going to go too full dive in that. Most people already know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was just, it fit like a glove. I loved like the little sound effects and just like, I fell in love with the game very quickly. And I always tell this part of the story. This part makes me laugh is that when I got to Mundus and was close to beating the game, my dad booted the game up while I was at school. And I watched him play it. So he's doing the mission for me, unbeknownst to me. It wasn't my choice.
Yep.
And he tells my mom, because we're a Christian family, he's like, he's playing a game where they're like killing shit and there's devils and stuff. So I got in trouble and I wasn't allowed to play it anymore. I came back to it eventually. But yeah, that's where it all started, man.
The old accidental snitch.
Yeah, he snitched on me, man.
Oh shit. It's so close to the end as well.
Yeah.
That's heartbreaking. So what was the sort of the desire to turn, making or playing DMC? What sort of kickstarted your desire to make videos on it? Where did that come from?
Yeah, so if I'm being completely honest, it wasn't like, oh my God, I need to become a Devil May Cry content creator. And you can look back and find that too. I was throwing everything at the wall and hoping that something stuck, but never something that I didn't sincerely enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't cover shit just because it's brand new, but I wanted to express everything that I liked and just seeing who was willing to listen. So it's like, I think I was doing Monster Hunter World and I gained like 1,000 subs off that. And this was before, you remember when YouTube made it like not to sound like a boomer, but you remember when YouTube made it like you had to have 1,000 subs to get thumbnails, to create thumbnails, to do stuff like the big important stuff.
I
And
see. I wasn't a creator back then. I didn't even fucking know that. You had to like have.
man, you guys got it so easy. So like now you can make thumbnails and art and shit like that. There was like milestones you had to hit. And I've only been in the game for like 3 years now. But when I started, I needed to get that stuff. So I was doing Monster Hunter World speed runs, and then Monster Hunter World started to die out, and the next wave was PC. I'm like, I'm not gonna do this again. So I started covering Sekiro. I started covering like I would talk about anything and everything. And then I remember the first video I did was it was the Virgil was Urizen video, I want to say. It was Virgil is Urizen. And there was not a whole lot to go off of at the time, which is probably why it pissed off so many people. It was literally just like a guttural feeling for me. I'm just like, there was no evidence behind it. I was just like, dude, that's got to be Virgil. And so I made that video, and I never even stopped to make more DMC videos. I actually kept going because I was like, I found some success in it. It hit like 1,000 views, and then it kind of stopped. So then I just kept throwing shit at the wall. I was like, well, let me talk about this, whether it's anime or Berserk or it's this. And then I remember one day it just blew the fuck up, and it got like 70,000 views in a week. And I was like, that's cool and all, but there was only one trailer, Millz. There was like one trailer out. You remember that?
Yeah.
There was like the announcement trailer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so like fans would come back. This is the first time I found a loyal fan base. So like people would come back to the newer videos saying, hey, when are you going to make another DMC video? When are you going to make another DMC video? And I would tell them like, there's one fucking trailer. Like, what do you want me to talk about? Like I told you, I think that's Virgil. That's all I got to say on the matter. And so it started off with theory crafting. And then I think what really took off the channel was the controversy, which I'm not going to lie, I intentionally rode the fuck out of. So it got really controversial. People were saying I was a fucking idiot for thinking that Virgil was yours. And they're like, I think it started with this is where the Razora thing kind of kicked in. Razora was saying like, he made a bunch of spam accounts, which Half Pint went and proved were him. Mm-hmm. And he made these spam accounts like Iconic and this and that. And these accounts, he was telling me that the director himself had debunked my theory and that it was all a lie. It was all this like big facade that I was telling people, which obviously was not the case. And then so I would get a lot of hate from people saying things like, Urizen's a new villain. He's X tall and this and that. In a game where, you know, Devil May Cry is a game about power-ups. It's got anime cliches where you go from this thing to that. Like it's all about, you know, so to make that leap wasn't very drastic in my mind. In my mind, I'm like, if anything, you're crazy for thinking that something like this doesn't happen in a Devil May Cry game. Like you're the fake fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then it kind of transpired into that. But yeah. I mean, to pick up from there, I remember I would make a couple more. I would go on and make like a couple more theory videos, but then as it progressed, I would get a little bit more spiteful with each video. If I'm being honest.
Aye, so that was one of the things we talked about back in when did we talk? I think it was like November, December time ish.
Yeah, it was a couple months back.
Yeah.
Yep.
So explain what happened there. Then explain what happened in terms of you feeling as if you know you'd been a little wrong done, and then it turning into a sort of spiteful thing. Talk about that. Talk about.
Yeah. So, like I said, I've always had a love for the DMC games. I started with one, and I played every single one of them, man. Like sincerely. But to me, I was under attack from Razora, and he just kind of kept painting this picture that I was like fabricating things. And it's weird because, like I said, when you step into the YouTube scene and you're putting it all out there for everybody, it's kind of hard, right? Because I didn't know what to expect. This was my first time making videos, and now I'm being put on blast for it. And I have this sincere passion to make content and have it be seen. So to see it like being twisted in that light was very disappointing. And I remember starting off, I was watching John Fleer, Half Pint, and DNC. Like I was watching these guys, and I was like, man, I like these guys' content. So then when I seen that Razora was kind of like talking with these people, I'm thinking like I don't want to piss them off, but I knew right away that Rizora was fucking with me,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to piss him off, so I was being the nice guy. I was trying to be nice about it. I didn't say nothing. Um, but then things started to transpire a little bit as things went on. I want to say, what video was it? Then I made the Kyrie was pregnant video. And a smaller content creator said that I had copied it. So now I feel like I'm under fire. People are saying that now I'm friends with Rizora and that me and him are like the holy trinity of clickbait. Like
Like the
it's
worst
me,
thing,
Rizora.
yeah, the worst thing you could ever
Yeah.
hear is like, yeah, you're friends with Rizora. Oh fuck, is that where it's came to?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I get it. I get it. Like we're all kind of in this together, but I'm playing nice because I don't want to get fucked over, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like I was under attack from all sides. I kind of get lumped in with somebody else, and then I can't remember what really sparked it. But I do know me and you had beef after Half Pint exposed them. So for me, I was super happy when Half Pint exposed them.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, fuck. I was like, somebody saw it. I was like, they get it. They get it. They know it. These are fake accounts. They've been confirmed. But then, me and you had our little argument in the comment section.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Fuck it, man. I'm going to be the bad guy. You know how 6ix9ine is in rap, like everybody hates him and he just kind of rides it just to get the more numbers. He's like, fuck it, man. I was like, if they're going to hate me, then let me just build myself on that. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. And I was in a call with Half Pint, like when we were doing the back and forth in the comment section. I said, you know what I'm going to do? I was like, I'm going to egg it on so that way we can boost the analytics on this video specifically. And Half Pint told me, he's like, do that shit somewhere else, man. Don't do that on my video.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean,
he told me, he said, do that somewhere else. Don't do that on my video. So I was trying to help him out, but something I didn't see was your reputation. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I kept running with this villainous role, and I didn't necessarily have to. But I just felt cornered, man. It felt like everybody was coming for me, and it just was unnecessary.
Yeah, I can't fucking lie. Like, I'm quite a spiteful cunt. So,
me too.
Yeah, so I imagine that if it was the other way around, 100%, I probably would have done the same. I probably would have done it not even to make like some sort of, some sort of platform for myself. I would have done it just because I know it pisses people off. So I get it. I understand.
Just to make them mad. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of that too. And so then and that's the thing too, is that like the content slowly transpired from so I really did go into this like genuinely wanting to make like good theory crafting, and then seeing it get shit on made it slowly transpire to, you know what, I'm going to troll back. So then it went from, Virgil is Urizen, and I also think V is Urizen, to just making wild shit. So then I would say stuff like, I woke up one day and I told I can't remember who I said it to, but I was like, I'm just gonna say that, you know what, Nero's gonna fucking have an angel trigger. Like I'm just coming up with shit. I'm literally throwing shit out of my ass. And so yeah, I started trolling at that point, and then people either rocked with it or they didn't. But yeah, I believe it was Kiao at some point was like, he said something to me that I didn't necessarily disagree with. He was like, you're the villain and you know it. And he's like, you're playing that role up. And it's true. Like I was playing it up. I'll be the villain, right? Like I kind of made that for myself. So
yeah. Would you say you're still the villain? Is that something you still see yourself as?
No. So like even like that mod video that me and you were like, I remember, dude, like I said, I did that just to troll too. Like I was saying, like the modding community was just this, that, and the third, just to troll them, just to get them upset. Like somebody sent me a screenshot of the description, and I literally wrote it with the intent to piss somebody off. But then I started looking, and I'm like, dude, that was like your claim to fame because people were screwing you over. I was like, you have a legitimate fan base now. Like you don't have to keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like you grew yourself on theory crafting and things that people actually enjoy. And what the problem was is I kept feeding the negativity. And at one point, I would say that all my viewership came from negativity.
Yeah.
So it was like, so it made sense to keep doing that. And those videos were doing well. But it's like, it almost got to a point where I was like neglecting my audience that was there for real content and was there not for the drama. You know what I'm saying? And really what I should have did was just tune that out. So when I made that mod video, I seen my viewers didn't even tune in. It didn't even get the regular viewership that it should have. It didn't get the likes it should have. It didn't get the interaction it should have. Like, my viewers didn't even care for that. So I was like, oh, you don't even have to be the villain no more, homie. Like, why are you doing that?
You just saw us cunts with pitchforks, like, oh, we're coming for you. You fucking
Yeah.
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 But I'm glad that sort of sorted itself out. Did you talk with any of the modders like after that? Did you have any line of communication with?
A couple of them reached out to me, and I let them know what it was too. And man, some of these people are real down to earth because they were like, I remember the big thing for me was somebody was like, yo, I appreciate how you handled this situation. I'm not going to speak on the one specifically because it wasn't private, but they were like, I appreciate that you can admit you were wrong in some regards. And so I've spoken to like a handful because I know there's a decent amount, and I'm not super familiar with all of them, but we did chop it up. And anybody who reaches out to me, you know, if I get the time, I'm gonna definitely hit you back. It might not be right away, but you know, I did have a chance.
That was one of the things that sort of stuck out to me when we had our conversation a couple months back. Is like I came away from it and I was thinking, he's a fucking nice guy. He's pretty down to earth. So where was the correlation between that and, you know, what I perceived as your content? I couldn't really make sense of it until I thought about it, and I was like, he was just doing it to be a spiteful bastard. Which, at the end of the day, absolutely. You know, I can kind of understand. I've done similar things. And people in the DMC community, JoJo, generally are pretty the same. Like, I've only ever really met one cunt that isn't down to earth, one piece of shit, and he's like a proper, like a snake. Like there's no one in the DMC community that I would say, you're a fucking weasel or a snake. You know, a lot of people are down to earth. They're just doing their own things and they have their own opinions. There's only one person I've ever met, but everyone else is generally pretty sound. So it's a good thing.
And that's the thing too, is that like the way I saw it is I had two options. I either fold and let me be painted as the villain, or as like I embrace it and keep moving. You know what I mean? It felt like I only had two options at the time. And now it's like this, whatever. I let all that, you know, I let it all go. And it's like you said, it's a niche community. So you'll find that despite it being of relative smallness, not so much now, there is a lot of cool people, man. There's a lot of down to earth people. And I'd say there's definitely more down to earth people than there are snakes in the grass. And I wouldn't even speak bad on Resora anymore. Or I don't want to even hide behind that, because I really think that, you know, afterwards I chopped it up with him after he apologized and stuff. And like, there's a good person in there somewhere too. I don't want to spend too much time talking about him, but there's a good person somewhere in there too. So
100%. I could see that even when like I saw videos of stuff of him talking. I was like, you could be a sound cunt. You're just so mixed up in trying to be something that you're not, and trying to do things for clout or whatever.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. I think that's the best way to put it. Yep.
Which is unfortunate, but I'm glad that it's sort of over with. And it's the same thing. Is my mic a little louder now, by the way, Keo? I had to fix it a little bit. It's the same thing with you, dude. Like, I'd be happy to have a conversation with him, but I think that he's long gone. Like, I haven't heard anything about him for quite a long time. So
yeah, pretty much.
Oh well, rest in peace, Resora. Had to be one of us. One of us had to go. So where the channel is now, from where you set out to where the channel is now, are you sort of satisfied where it is? Would you say you're satisfied with where the channel is now?
Nah, man. I think I want to do something different. I want to do like, it's hard to say. But like after the injury, right? Because I had the whole neck surgery and everything, I fell out of love with games, man, because that's all I could do. Yeah. You know, when I got my injury, the pandemic hit. So it was like the worst time. So it was like from November all the way to April. And I really couldn't play games like that. I mean, I couldn't do anything but play games is what I meant to say, rather.
Yeah.
And so like being laid up in the house and just playing games all day, day in, day out, it's like a kid's wet dream. But then like as an adult, man, that shit, I was like, fuck, dude, I can't wait to get out of here. I want to do something with my body. And so, you know, I used to be a personal trainer when I was in uni.
Yep.
And you know, the accident hurt me in a big way because I can't do heavy lifts, and obviously I'm not going to be eating the best either because it's not like it's going to go anywhere, right? It's not like I'm going to make anything useful of it. So I lost, you know, especially for those who follow me on Instagram, like I used to be pretty damn swole, and I lost all of that. And I don't know, I wouldn't go so far as to say body dysmorphia, but like I felt super bad about the way I was looking.
I
So
can see
these
that.
days,
Yeah.
all I do is I work 7 days a week. I got 2 jobs, and I meant like, bro, I just work out and try to eat good. Sometimes I play League, but it wouldn't it wouldn't feel sincere for me to come back to YouTube and like make DMC and video game content when that's not what I'm doing. So hopefully I have something more useful when I come back for people, rather that's like helping people who are coming off an injury, or fitness. I want to do something real, man. I want to help people for real, you know?
That would be dope. Yeah, 100%. I can, yeah, I mean, I can see that. The whole, I mean, guys, we don't want to fucking just play video games. We do enjoy playing video games. We don't just want to play video games, and I can understand where you're coming from. I can understand the sort of frustration as well of not being able to get out or do shit. It's the fucking worst feeling in the world. Especially when you see
Yeah.
your body changing and you're like, fuck, look at how I used
Bro,
to.
it's so bad,
Yeah,
dude.
like I look at old pictures of myself and I'm like, fuck, man, I used to be a fucking stud. Look at me now. I've got the dad bod. It's fucking, it's frustrating, but
Yeah, but imagine being like braced up and then you're like looking at those pictures and you literally can't, right? Like cuz I know like the day-to-day grind, you know, you work, you got shit going on,
yeah,
but like I literally not being able to for months and months on end. So like my life got flipped upside down, man. But it was for the better because it gives you like an appreciation for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
100%, 100%.
On a side note, are you in the van right now? Is that the van?
Am I in the van right now?
Yeah.
No, this is just my room. It's fucking smaller than a van, homie. It's fucking, it's like a little rabbit hutch. This is what I have had to stay in for fucking a year straight, quarantined in this fucking rabbit
Yeah.
hut. Um,
Dude, I was about to say that's on big ass fucking van, man. I was like, what the fuck?
My van is pretty big. I do have like the seats can recline all the way back, so if I want to go for a sleep, I can fucking do that shit, homie. It's pretty nice.
Dude, that's nice space. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, I want to move out. I would have moved out fucking months ago if it wasn't for this fucking pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm at the stage now where it's like, if it,
You with the rents or you by yourself?
I'm with my parents. I'm with my folks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck, dude, ride that as long as you can,
yeah,
man.
I know.
Fuck it.
Cause you can
Bills
only,
are scary.
I know. Fuck,
Yeah,
man.
bills are scary.
I'm gonna have to eat my own food soon. Like, what the fuck? Why would I ever move out? Fuck it. I'm staying at home for a couple more years.
Dude, yeah, dude, ride that motherfucker as long as you can. And, you know,
No, see, be honest, Jojo, I'm at the stage where it's like, fuck, I cannot be fucked staying here anymore. It's not that I dislike who I'm staying with. It's not that I hate that I'm staying here. I just want
I
to
hear
go.
you.
I just want to go
I
do
hear
my
you.
own thing. Yeah. Um,
I hear you, brother.
but
Because,
obviously,
yeah, it's important, man. It don't matter how good your parents, because, you know, I say this all the time. I got the best parents in the world, man. But I can't, you know, you can't, there comes a time, right? So
yeah,
I feel that.
yeah. It comes a time where you just need your own fucking space, and right now, like the sort of circumstances, they're awkward. They're conflicting with that. But I have a shit ton of money saved up, so that's the sort of plus. Is like I have
Got you a little nice nest egg, huh?
yeah, fucking hookers and cocaine, my man. No, I'm joking. Just to take it back to something that you said earlier, just as a little
Yeah.
side note, you said you done Monster Hunter speedruns.
Yes.
Would you ever consider doing any DMC speedruns?
I'm not very good at DMC, so probably
Hmm.
not, man.
Let me tell you.
Like
Okay.
I'll leave that to the professionals, like you, DNC, my Brazilian dude, SSMO. I'll leave that to you guys because I mean, I'm not shy about it, brother. I'm not. I love DMC. I'm fucking hot ass.
Ah,
I
that's
suck,
fine.
dude.
Listen, okay, see DMC 1, that's the only DMC that I speedrun. And when I was
Mhm.
learning the speedrun, I didn't know my way around the Malay Island sort of layout. I didn't know which way I was going without following the
Mhm.
guide. But it's super
Yeah.
fucking fun. Fair enough, if it's not something that really interests you, then I'm not going to try and change your mind. But if you ever.
What's hold on? I don't mean to cut. What's that thing? I watched a video on that where you do like it's like rocket roll cancel. That's what it is?
Oh, you mean like the fucking grenade launcher? You
Dude,
cancel.
someone made a video on that. It made me want to learn it. I don't know. Like, yeah, the grenade cancel animation
Aye,
thingy, my bad.
It's fucking
2000.
yeah, it's fucking sick. You just normally the fucking grenade launcher animation, it's so long. The only way to
Hmm.
cancel out of it is by doing a roll. It makes it much quicker, and it's like one of the key parts of that speedrun. That speedrun has quite a lot of stuff like that, where it's like things that aren't super, intensive in terms of I'm gonna have to fucking practice this for 6 months just to get my
Hmm.
fingers conditioned. It's relatively hard, but you can get it in like a couple hours. Like that's
Oh,
it's yeah. The guides, I think it
fair
took me
enough.
like a week to learn it, and that wasn't like a
Yeah.
week pure just studying it. That was like on and off, So DMC
Mm.
one, it's the only DMC I would speedrun. The later games, fuck that, but DMC one's fucking like so enjoyable as a speed game. Ty Star, don't
You
talk
know what?
shit.
I tell you what, man. We'll run it back. We'll do another live stream. It won't be a pod. It'll just be like you trying to help me speed run, and it'll just be like the world's most pathetic attempt. But I think it'll be a good time.
That is fucking content right there, brother. We can 100% do that. And if you want to have extra fun, we can do Super Dante, which is the better category.
I
Anyway,
like that.
yeah, it's fun. The Super Dante speedrun is like super movement based. It's dope. It's dope. Yeah, you guzzle that sake down, you motherfucker. It's a good
Dude, I
shit.
haven't drank in such a long time, man, but I love it. It's got a good taste to it, man. Like rice-based alcohol is the way to go because you get that yeast in there. It upsets the tummy. This is smooth. Smooth shit.
Upsets the tummy. Yeah, fucks you up in the morning. Yeah, exactly.
My stomach hurt.
What about whiskey? You a fan of whiskey? No, you a whiskey man?
I love whiskey, but I don't drink like that no more. I
Yeah.
can't. Do it. Give it, take a shot for me. Drink some whiskey for me. I love whiskey, brother. Whiskey. I haven't drank in so long. Like not like that at least.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying it while I can. Okay, so let's talk about the sort of hiatus that you're on right now. I suppose we sort of we covered it a little bit with obviously you were a little fed up of video games and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
is there like when you look back and you look at your channel right now, do you have that sort of feeling where it's like you look at your channel and you're like, oh fuck, I wish I could get motivated, but I just at the moment I just can't, because that's where I was a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago. Is that
Yeah.
yeah?
Life's so busy for me right now. Like I said, I'm working 7 days a week. Sometimes I work anywhere from I don't ever work at my quote unquote real job. I don't ever work more than 60 hours, but there's stuff I have to do outside of here. Like my mom's got a Christian daycare. I try to contribute to that. And then with the working out and trying to eat right thing, like I'm trying to put the weight on. Like I don't look big in a t-shirt, but I'm getting shredded to the bone. And
Going
that's like it's taking like a lot of my focus, like just making sure I get the right proteins, carbs, and I'm
yeah,
tracking my macros. So it's like I look at my channel and I see how long it's not necessarily the channel itself. I see how long it's been since I've touched base with some of my viewers, and that makes me want to make content like Crytic Abyss, Venom Mistress, Jiggly, all you guys, everybody. Like if I forgot a couple, I apologize, but I like the people who have just supported me regardless. I feel like I owe them that, and I do like connecting with my audience. So that part, yes. But like I said, man, I'm so fucking tired when I'm done. Like, you know, not
yeah.
to make excuses, but
Nah, it's not an excuse. Listen, real life always comes fucking first. I know you've got a fan
yeah,
base, but at the end of the day, holding it down, grinding, fucking being tired, that shit
yeah,
comes first, and content comes second. So don't put too much pressure on yourself that way.
yeah. And I'll tell you this too, like the real world is fucked because people think like once you make enough on YouTube, like that's the be all end all, and it's not. Like as someone like so I actually made a transition where I was doing YouTube full time for a little bit,
Yeah,
and I was making a substantial income doing it. Like it was a decent amount of money. You think people think you need a lot of subs to do that. You don't. It's just video length, how many ads, how often you uploading. And the income was decent. What you don't know, what the real world doesn't tell you is like, so like right now I'm in an apartment, right? I
yeah,
want a bigger house. And just like you, I stayed with the rents as long as I could. I built up a nice little nest egg, and it doesn't matter how big of a down payment you want to make. It doesn't matter what your credit score is. It doesn't matter if you don't have the preferred employer. Meaning, like, if you don't have a real job, because YouTube to them is basically unemployed.
yeah,
They don't get it.
Yep.
They don't get it. They don't want to know that you have revenue and different income sources. Rather, that's from they want it all in one consolidated place. So when I say it's coming from merch, donations, ad, and X, Y, and Z, that's scary for a bank and a mortgage company. They don't care. They're like, yo, I don't know what the fuck that is. You're probably a drug dealer for all I know. Get your ass up and get you a real job. So, your boy had to get up and get a real job. So,
See, yeah, like, regardless of what you're doing for your content, like, that makes me respect you fucking more than fucking anything. Like, hearing someone do that shit is hats off to you, because
man,
it's harder than I know it seems like the obvious thing to be like, yeah, I need to stop doing this and go and work for my family, but how many people would do it if they had your level of popularity in this community? You know what I mean?
And I appreciate that, man. That from the heart. Like I really appreciate that. I'm sitting here in my fucking chest, like my heart's there. But like I really do appreciate that. That's what it is. It's like it was a tough decision for me because like do I make that jump? Do I make that jump? And then I finally did, and it was looking good. But I'm like, nah, I need a bigger house. Like I need a house. I need a house now. And truth be told, I hate where I'm at right now, but it's only temporary. Once I get that pre-approval rate, I'll be back. And hopefully
Plus,
everybody will still be waiting.
Don't be too hard on yourself as well, mate. Extenuating circumstances. You can always use that as a bit of an excuse to get away with it, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
hats off, respect to you, because it's a hard choice to make. How many people would have a YouTube channel with like what 20k subs ish? Is that how much?
Yep, just about.
Yep. How many people would really, look at that and think, I have to put that to the side?
Yeah. It wasn't easy, man, because I really do love this shit, man. Like I love it. I want to make content.
Yeah.
And but like you said, real life comes first, and you start to realize shit. And I was able to help other people. Like I said, like they don't care if you want to put 40K down. If you want to put 40K down, they don't care. They want to know, who's behind you. They don't really care about that number. And at the end of the day, it's temporary. I think I only got to do like 6 to 8 months before they say, okay, this is substantial. So 6 to 8 months ain't shit, bro.
Yeah, that's
We'd be
fuck
back.
all. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whatever, man.
There has to be a bit of an ego side to it as well, where it's like I have fans. People are a fan of me, but I need to put this aside. It must be hard doing that. Can't be an easy thing to do.
Yeah, I mean that part too. It is because I know it's a lot of people support me. Like I just named off like a handful out of the 20,000, right?
Yeah.
But realistically, like when I come back, I'm not stupid. Like I know I'm not coming back to 20,000. I'm not coming back to even a quarter of the fan base that I left behind. And that part is hard because it's like I spent the last 3 years trying to build that. But you know what I don't leave behind is the ability to make content, right? So I never thought about that too, and that's something that you had talked about too. Is just like putting a little bit more effort in your content, and I appreciated that because I didn't have to. I would just churn out content. It'd be shit. I'd like make a video in under an hour. I would like write up the script. I would say it, edit it, and then shit it out. But I think I've gotten at the very least a little bit better at that, and so when I come back, I have that. I have the keys in the sense that like I know what it takes to make better content, to make people stick around, to get the eyeballs. So, my real supporters will be there when I get back. And as far as like the extra eyeballs, well, you don't lose the skills to make content. So it'll be there. It'll be there.
Good shit, homie. Good shit. And I'm looking forward to fucking seeing which direction you take the channel, because if it's gonna be fitness stuff and shit like that, like that's always fun to watch. It's always gonna be good shit.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Okay. So,
I see you on the what was it? The official Devil May Cry channel. You guys look like you were in pretty good shape there, though, huh? No? Yes.
You mean when I did the live stream last year?
That's the one where you guys were doing the showcase.
Yeah. I was in pretty good shape, but the fact is now like I have a proper. Let me show you. I have like a proper fucking. Like
Let me
see
what's going
gut. On. Look at that shit. This needs to come off.
Thick.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I did used to be pretty big. Like, I'm not gonna fucking pump myself up. I had a pigeon chest. You know, my chest was awful. My shoulders were decent. My legs were terrible. But
Mm,
I was athletic. I was in a good shape. And now it's just
mm,
like this. What it is quarantine. And like I told you, being at work and fucking eating shit out of boredom, snacking, things like that. And
yeah.
it's just like a sort of. It's a product of just being stuck in all the time, mate, and being bored out your fucking. Like, see, before Scotland went into like a lockdown back in January, like a full lockdown.
Yeah.
Before that, I was playing football or soccer, as the Americans would say. But I was playing football. You know, you're from a country that calls it football right now. So yeah,
Football.
yeah, football.
Football.
Old Robin van Persie. But yeah. I was playing football a lot. That was kind of taking the weight off of me. Plus, I was intermittent fasting. And then the
Oh,
lockdown,
okay.
yeah, then the lockdown happened again, and it's just been all out the fucking window, homie. There was like a pizza every week, fucking far too many like empty calories. Even whiskey, like to an extent, not whiskey, but drinking beer was something that put a bit of weight on as well.
Yeah, that's the yeast I was talking about. That's not even like real
Yeah,
weight. I think the bigger thing is that the yeast will kind of bloat you
aye,
when
aye.
you drink beer. But I mean I feel that my body's the other way, like where it's like it took me a lot. I was sincerely eating 4,000 calories a day, 170 grams of protein,
What
and
height?
250
What
it
height
was
are you, Jojo?
250 grams of carbohydrates just to keep the weight on. I'm 5'9", not a
5'9".
big dude, not super tall.
Aye, same height as me. Well, I'm 5'10", so I'm like so much taller than you. You're like a midget compared to me. But yeah,
Yeah,
five.
basically, like
Yeah.
if you put on Timberlands, you're gonna be like a fucking giant.
Finally hit 6 foot. Yeah. Sorry, go on. Sorry for interrupting you, dude.
No, you're good. So yeah, not like a super lengthy build,
Yeah.
but it's just like I was. If at some point it felt like I was funneling food and just like forcing it down just to get to the weight I was at. So when I got into the accident, obviously you can't fuck. It's gonna be very difficult to do that. I couldn't even really chew my food for the first couple of days. Like my mouth wasn't wired shut, but it was fucking hard to eat. And yeah, I just watched the pounds that I had force feed myself just like disappear, man. It was so fucking
I
depressing.
think that was part of the reason why I couldn't put on the sort of weight that I needed to really, besides the sort of noob gains that I put on, really blow out and really become
Mm,
fucking big, is because I couldn't do that. See, the forcing the food down, I couldn't fucking
yeah.
do it, man. And it doesn't help that I'm a shit cook. So the only real fucking options was like microwavable rice and like just a raw fucking chicken breast in a frying pan. And
Yeah.
trying to force that down, honestly, I would have rather took the fucking, daytime dinner at Guantanamo fucking Bay than eat fucking raw chicken or dry chicken again. It was awful. And then I sort of looked towards doing the sort of like those sort of protein shakes, but the bulking shakes where it's like 2,000 calories or
Yep.
not 2,000. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Yeah.
It's
But I
the
was
weight
like,
gainers.
holy
Yeah.
fuck, these are disgusting. It feels like I'm.
This hot ass, dude. I was doing that
Yeah.
too. I would drink it straight out of the blender because I didn't have a cup big enough for it. But it was like I was drinking shakes that had close to 1 to 2,000 calories in a shake alone. But then it's like you're more chewing it than you are drinking it because it's so fucking thick.
Nah, but it's at the point now where it's like I look at my fucking gut and I'm getting self conscious about it, and that's when I know I sort of have to. Right, come on, you need to start cutting the calories. You need to start finding some way to exercise. It might be a lockdown. You can still go out for a fucking jog, Mills. So get your. Let's be
Yeah.
honest, you're being lazy. Get your fucking ass
Yeah.
off at the chair and go do a runner. But what I'm really
Well,
waiting
when
for is for boxing to come back because I hate running.
dude, that's hella cardio. That's
Aye,
hella cardio.
aye.
Oh,
A couple weeks of boxing exercises, couple days a week, and I will be fucking blowing away in the wind, homie. I'll be slim as fuck. Also, your camera's like,
I see that.
yeah, it's
It's
got
like pulling a cyberpunk.
it's pretty sick.
I don't.
Can I sample that for a video in the future, maybe? Music
Yeah, I
video?
don't know what that is. I'm not even doing that on purpose. I don't know what's going on here.
Nah, it's all good. You should have seen. You should have seen Keo the other week. Half of his face turned black actually, so that was pretty interesting. Yeah, like I'm talking like half of his face turned full on black, the other half was white, and I'm like, what kind of fucking camera glitch is this? What a fucking
Ah, but
strange. Like I can understand like pixelation. Half of his face
mhm.
just fucking turned black, which actually I can respect because you know what? Shout outs to the homies. It's
So
all.
you're telling me that how do you say it? Is it how do you say it? I was saying Kiao.
You were saying
Is
Kiao,
that
which honestly I might start calling him because it's quite funny because I know that will annoy him. But Kyo is how he generally wants it pronounced.
Okay.
But from now
So
on,
you're
it's
telling me
Kaio.
that,
So
you're telling me that Kiao was doing blackface?
he
I'm
was
canceling
he was half blackface. You know what I mean? He
him.
was
Dude, that yeah, you're getting canceled,
yeah.
buddy. You're
Rest
done.
in peace, Kiao.
I'll I'll have you know that me and DNC are black. You're done.
Does DNC identify as? That's a fucking strange question. You know what? I'm just gonna move it on. Fucking
I don't give
shit.
a fuck if he identifies or not. He's definitely a brother,
He's
bro. He
definitely
might be. Hey, he's a brother though.
he's definitely a brother. He's definitely on the tan side. He's some guy in fucking real life. I mind me and him we were walking, fucking to the from the I can't remember where we were walking from. I think it was the underground.
Yeah.
Fuck it to the Capcom office. Fucking guy.
Uh-huh.
He's like talking to me. Turns around. Whack. Fucking tree right in the face. Fucking
Ooh,
yeah.
who are you?
That big fucking the big jerry curls that he has fucking went all over the goddamn place when that tree smacked him, homie. But no, he's a
Him or you? You
him,
got hit by it?
no, he got hit by it. He was like talking, and he turned around and whack, fucking branch right in the face. Tree beard
That's
fucked
what he
him
gets.
up.
Oh, yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get for talking to me, DNC. Terrible mistake. No, but
How tall is he?
He's got to be about probably about 6 foot on the dot, I would say. He was wearing fucking.
what?
He was wearing Doc Martens, so maybe he was just compensating.
You know, I need a pair of Doc Martens. Those are clean as fuck. Like, if you get a black pair,
Yeah,
those look nice, man.
I had to fucking buy
I
my
got 10.
girlfriend some for a fucking for her birthday. I got my girlfriend some, and I was like, you know what? Back in the day, I would not wear those, but see now that I'm a fucking adult and I make my own choices, I don't adhere to the fucking the fashion choices of society. They're pretty dope.
They are.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that they existed. Somebody pulled them up because they were like, "Hey, I like your Timbs." Thanks, man. You like a lot of different boots. I said, "No, you're not really." He showed me these Doc Martens. I was like, "Oh, I'm a fan of those, though. They look nice, especially if you get like a black pair." But if he's about 6 foot, I guess we could double team him. We'll just have to.
Yeah, one from each angle. Yeah. Wait, what are you talking about? Double team? You mean like? Should I
Eiffel Tower.
set up the night vision? Eiffel Tower, yeah, of course, it's gotta be. If you don't understand it, don't worry. I'll tell you when you're old enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll give him the poltergeist too. You know what that is? Somebody just told me what that
I don't
was.
know what the fuck that is. I want to know, and this is the perfect place to show it off because I have no fucking standards. I don't fucking give a fuck. So go on.
The poltergeist, or it's called the what's the other name for it? It's the fuck it. We're just gonna call it the poltergeist. It's AKA something else. But it's where you're fucking a chick for doggy style, and she's in front of a window, and you gotta you can't skip a beat. You can't skip a beat. Like mid stroke, you gotta have your homie swap out, and then you come outside and you gotta wave at her and then she's just in awe. She has like no idea what the fuck's happening.
That's fucking quality. The poltergeist. That's funny. That is fucking funny. I think the one I heard of was back in the day was I think it was the one-eyed angry pirate.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic. But you know what? Yeah, bust a kneecap. Yeah. She turns around, you poke her in the eye. It's like yeah. Great times actually. Family-friendly show. Run of the Millz.
Content that we can get on.
No, yeah. DNC is a fucking real sound guy. We were fucking after the Capcom stream, we went and got food. Matt Edwards, shout out to him, legend. He fed us. And then we went to a pub and we drank, and it was just getting to that stage where it's like, when you're starting to get tipsy and you start laughing about fucking anything, and it's about to become a good time. And then I had to go. So there's unfinished business there, DNC. And you know what? We're gonna fly JoJo Wi-Fi from fucking, I can't say the name, but we're gonna fly you out, and we're all gonna go to the pub, and we're gonna drink sake and.
One of these days we have to, man. One of these days we have to. Did I ever tell you about the time I met up with Half Pint? Did I ever tell you about that? That shit was fucking funny as shit.
Go on, is there any war stories there you gonna tell us about?
So he comes up from X to Z.
Yeah.
And he gets here, right? He didn't have a car at the time. Hope he doesn't mind me telling the story. He didn't have a car at the time, so he brought his mom. I said, fuck it, whatever.
Was she hot?
His mom's cool. No. Okay. She was a cool mom, though. And he brought a friend. and we're going out drinking, and I think the bartender, I asked for a double shot of whiskey. This motherfucker filled the glass. It's about the size of a glass you got right now. So
Like,
it's like a
okay, so
triple or a
it's
quad shot.
yeah, it's like a quadruple at that point. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And so I'm straight with it. Fuck it. At this point I was still drinking fairly regularly, but homie, he's got to be like 115 pounds soaking wet. So he's drunk as shit. And it's his
Sorry to interrupt you, Jojo. Just real quick, can you refresh your cam on the website? I think that usually
Yeah, let me
fixes
do
it.
that.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry. Go
absolutely.
on. I know you were fucking. I won't interrupt you anymore. I promise. I want to hear this war story. I'm excited.
No, you're good, brother. Don't even worry about it. So he comes up, we're drinking, and by the time he gets that quad shot down, he's already there.
Ah, he's
But I
fucked.
want to.
Aye.
He's having a bad day, so we run him through. We're just drinking. We're going bar to bar to bar to bar, and eventually he gets so drunk that he's just like spitting on the ground. So we give him water. We're like, dude, you need to he's not even throwing up. He's just spitting. So he's not even drinking it. He's like taking sips of the water, and we're just downtown, and people are looking. I'm like, what the fuck?
What
And
the
he's just
fuck
spitting
is?
water
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. And his mom's like, drink the water, drink the water. Um, but anyways, his mom out of nowhere was just like, fuck, man, I need to smoke. And like here where I'm at, it's recreational. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I was like, well, go
Yeah. Yeah.
smoke.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking she's talking about cigarettes. She
pulls
pulls
out
out
a
a big ass
fucking
fucking
joint.
joint. So
Oh,
I start smoking weed downtown.
Jojo, you have to mute your mic on the website. It was Robo Wi-Fi made a reappearance.
No.
Robo Wi-Fi trying to steal my channel.
But
Yeah, you're good.
yeah,
Sorry,
so
go on. Yeah.
she pulls out a big fucking joint. She's like, "You want to smoke?" And I'm like, "All right, fuck it." So now I'm smoking weed with half spitting water downtown, and we're just all drunk as shit, laughing our asses off. I'm like, oh my goodness. Round 2, half pint. If you ever watch this,
Half
round
pint.
2.
Shout outs to Half Pint. I do like that fucking guy, man. He's a sound guy. He was actually
Solid.
he was the bridge between me and JoJo. He was like, you know what, you motherfuckers need to talk about this shit. And originally I was hesitant. I was like, I don't want to fucking talk to JoJo Wi-Fi. Get the fuck out of here. And then I realized, Millz, don't be a fucking hypocrite. You're the same cunt that says like, oh, I'll talk to anybody any day. I don't give a fuck. So it's like, you know what? Don't be a pussy, Millz. Live up to what you're fucking talking about. Go talk to him. And actually, it was a productive chat. It was fun. And now we're here sharing more stories. So I would say it was worth it. So
Yeah,
shout outs to...
Yeah, well, you know what? Absolutely. Shout out to Half Pint because
Aye.
I mean it was both ways too. Because he told me too. He told me he's like, "Hey man, fucking talk to the dude." All right, you know what?
It turns out...
So he'll have to join us for part 2 when we meet up with DNC.
Imagine that. Can he bring his mom too so we can fucking lit?
Yeah, absolutely, man. She's got some good weed. We'll all get fucking toasted out of our minds
See,
and drunk. We'll get crossfaded.
It's unfortunate because I work in the railway, like you get drug tested randomly, and because fucking weed stays in your system for like, so basically we're gonna have to do hard drugs because they leave your system pretty quickly. So
We'll do opiates and coke. It'll be gone tomorrow. Don't worry about
Now
it.
you're talking my language. We'll just sweat it out in the fucking gym.
Yeah, absolutely.
You boys need to come
No.
to Canada. The weed's freaking legit. I mean,
You know-
I don't want
You
to
know-
say your location, JoJo, but isn't the weed pretty legit there as well? Isn't it like fucking just?
Oh, it's stupid, man.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking like normal shit is like Reggie over here, like the normal 25%. And I'm like, that's pretty like for flour. I'm not talking like dabs or nothing, but for flour, 25% is pretty fucking wild. And that's not even like the high end shit. Like that's like the stuff they give you because they ran out, whatever. But it's pretty gnarly.
I had a friend who went to, and I can't even tell the story because it will dox the location. You know what? We'll just move on. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something fucking dumb there. There was some dumb shit about to come up. I can't remember.
No,
what
it's
it
okay.
was. No, it was about.
Go ahead.
It was something to do with fucking. I can't even. Oh no! It was my fucking worst story ever when I was fucked up. You know, like when you go to the what do you call it? The pre-party. What is it they call it? Pre-drinks? Yeah, you go to pre-drinks. Yeah.
Pre-game.
Yeah, and you become that bastard who gets too fucked up at pre-drinks. That was me. I got too fucked up. We went to the club. The fucking guy with the clipboard, he was like, "What's your name?" Me, being the fucking idiot that I was, I said, "What's your fucking name?" And then immediately fucking was sick on him and on me. And the fucking guy, like, tagged me to the ground. He was gonna fuck me up. I was fucked, right? And, like, I think it got resolved.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was fucked. Next thing I remember was me and a,
It's your fucking name.
I was getting taken home in a shopping, I think you guys would call it a shopping cart. You know, like a supermarket shopping cart. I was getting taken home in one of those. And they were like, right, Millz, we're gonna put you up in the curb. And I was like, great. Pushed me up in the curb. Obviously, I think you guys call it the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Pushed the shopping trolley up onto the sidewalk. Obviously, didn't work. I went over. You know, fell on my fucking face. Stood up, punched my friend. Fucking all my friends like were just like, you know what? Fuck this idiot. Strangle me, unconscious, take me up the road. Woke up the next day with like no clothes on, just my boxers. Like, what the fuck happened to me? Checked my ass in case it hurt. It didn't, so thank God for that. Yeah.
They really strangled you unconscious. They're like, I don't want to deal with this.
No, I think they didn't strangle me unconscious. They like restrained me and they were like, right, come on, you've had too much. We're taking you up the road. And then we're going back out. We're just gonna leave you in there, and then we're going back out. So it's fair enough. I would probably do the same, but they put me on. Yeah, they put me on the couch, and then the reason why I was naked, because when I put my clothes back on, my entire fucking outfit, my t-shirt, my fucking denim jeans, covered in fucking sick. Yeah, fucking disgusting. Like I was almost sick again from the smell of it. But then I'm in Glasgow. I'm in the middle of the city, and I don't live in Glasgow. I live in a small town, sort of south, a couple miles south. So I have to get the train home. So I'm standing in the queue. I'm standing in the queue for fucking to get a train ticket, and there's people like I'm here, and there's people going.
Just like they know.
Yeah,
they're
and
like,
I'm just looking at myself like, sorry, pal. I had a rough night. And ever since that fucking night, I have never been as fucked up as that. I will never get as fucked up as that again, because it was fucking awful. The people were looking at me like I was a fucking... You think I was fucking wearing a SS uniform by the way people were looking at me? They were like, what the fuck? I was like, come on, it's just a bit sick. Please have some...
What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Ever since then, I've been like... It's one of those stories where you realize your limit. I'm sure you have your own where it's like, okay, that's my peak. I'm never getting that fucked up again. No chance.
Yeah. College was fun. Let's just put it that way.
College sounded fun by the fact that you were fucking sending dick pics in group chats with no warning. Either just like full on shaft.
College is limit testing. Limit testing at its finest.
Was it college in America you went to?
Say again?
Was it college in America? Is that...
Yeah, of course. Yep. Yeah, it was interesting because it was a part, and they called it Western. That's what they called it because everybody got fucked up. Yeah. It was a similar story. So I had a buddy who told me, he's like, hey man, you want to go to the library? And my studies were suffering. So I'm like, yeah, I probably should go to the fucking library. We pull up. It's a club called the library. I'm like, bro, come on, don't do this to me. Yeah, I was like, I'm too sober for this. He's like, all right, it's no big deal. We got Jack, so we start pre-gaming, and just like you got way too fucked up in the pregame.
Yeah.
What they don't tell you is like when you go to the club, if they don't want you there, they kind of like haze you for like your dress code. It's not the way you're dressed; they just don't want you in there. I was dressed goofy as fuck. I had no sense of style. I had like sweats on and like a dress t-shirt. They're like, bro, like get out of here.
Fuck off. Yeah,
so
yeah.
So I go and change into something like suitable. But then again, I'm thinking I'm studying. So I go change into something suitable. We pregame even harder. I get drunk as shit. Right? So we get back there and there's this dude. I mean, and I just told you, I'm like 5'9".
Yeah.
And I have trouble putting weight on. This motherfucker was like 6'1", 200 pounds. And he's sitting there eyeing this Latina chick. We're just chilling. So, we're kind of doing like a little, what's it called? We're just kind of swaying back and forth. I'm not like the world's best dancer, but this chick, she's dancing on everybody. And she brings her little ass over next to me and she starts dancing. And at the time I was single, so I'm dancing with her.
Absolutely.
But he didn't like that. He didn't appreciate that. So he starts pushing me on my back. He's giving me like these little love taps. Like I'm thinking it's an accident. No big deal. I'm calm. The alcohol hasn't kicked in yet. I'm calm as a bee, Finally, he wasn't having it. So he spins me around. He says, go dance somewhere else. Fuck off.
I want to fuck this chick. Yeah.
And he just spins me around and says, fuck off.
Oh
I didn't
God.
even think. I didn't respond. I'm not like an angry person. But he said, like, he told me that. I turned around, I clapped his ass. Like, I fucking gave him a right hook out of nowhere, and I busted his lip, and he took off. I'm thinking, oh shit. I'm thinking, like, after I hit him, I'm like, why the fuck did I do that? I'm like, why did I hit the guy? So he turns tail. It's like 20 minutes go on, nothing happens. So I'm not gonna say the name of the song, but Bobby Shmurda just got out. But his song plays in the club. So, we're hitting the dance. I go down like this as I come down, but he grabs, like, I feel like the head of my hair get gripped. Somebody pulls it down into an uppercut, and now I'm just like,
Oh,
it's
did you get like back of the head into an uppercut?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Yeah, they're just wailing on me. I have no idea what's happening.
Oh, fuck.
I'm like, so I'm just swinging. I don't know who I'm hitting. I'm just swinging. And finally, like, the bouncers break it up and shit.
JoJo,
they break it up. What's up?
Do you find like it's weird? See, when you get several motherfuckers wailing on you, it's as if you get tired much quicker. Like, your heart's in it, your heart is there, but like when you've got several motherfuckers fucking you up, it's as if all the energy just gets zapped out of your goddamn body. Like, it's crazy. Like,
Yeah, I got no idea what's happening, man. I have no idea. I'm just swinging a swing. Bouncers break it up. I'm leaking from the. And this is actually how I met the person I'm with now.
Really? That's the story? Yeah, oh, shit.
Yeah, this is the story. She's very conservative, and she comes from, a land where that's not very normal. And so she sees that, and I remember it's the sweetest girl in the world. Like, this really horrible thing's happening. But, like, in the midst of the chaos, she pulls me aside, and she goes, I thought that was very brave of you to stand up for yourself. Aww. And yeah, and it warmed my heart, And the bouncer's in the midst of kicking me out. He's like, all right, you gotta get the fuck out of here. And I asked him one question. I'm like, hey, man. I was like, did I at least get him? He's like, yeah, you caved the one guy's nose in and the other guy's split. So you fucked him pretty bad. I was like, all right, I'm good. I'm out of here. I'm gone.
I'm gonna go marry this chick now. Bye, guys.
See ya.
I mean, I don't blame you. Listen, people think that, like, being a hard guy and fighting is like, come on, we'll take this outside. Nah, listen. See, being a hard cunt, it's throwing a good sucker punch and then getting the fuck out of there. I remember when I was fucked up. It was at least like 6'4", 6'5", and it was I think like one of his friends barged into me and I didn't know he was with him, and I turned around and I said, those guys are fucking idiots, aren't they? And that's a big guy, and he's like, yeah, those are my friends. It's like, fuck. It's like, he goes, it's okay, you can fucking buy me a drink. And he was being a bit of a dick. Right, and
bro, it's always the guy that offers to buy you a drink. It's always that guy who's got a problem with you.
No, he wasn't offering me a drink. He was saying, it's okay, you can buy me a drink. We'll make up for it. Aye. And I've got a bad temper, as you've probably fucking seen. I have quite the temper, and it's like, that's okay. Fucking buy him a drink. What do you want, mate? What do you want? Okay, I'll get him that. Get him that. Grab the glass, throw it at him, sucker punch. Run like fuck. No. Yeah, fucking I'm out of here, because he would have fucked me up. He was 6'5". He was built like a shit brick house. Sucker punch. Bye. My night's over. See you guys when you get home. I was fucking out of there. He would have picked me up. He would have dropped me on my fucking head. 100%. Back in the glory days, JoJo. The glory days.
Fuck, man. That sounds so you. That's funny as shit.
See, that's shit that you wouldn't get away with, though, in Brazil smoke. You say, oh shit, but if I did that to someone, I'm getting fucked up. They would hop on their mopeds and fucking drive by my ass.
Yeah, Brazil, you'd probably get stabbed up.
Like, if I sucker punch someone, it's like, okay, amigo. Fucking pulls out the 9mm. It's like, okay, fair enough. My time has come.
Fair enough, mate. I'm sorry.
That's a pretty good Scottish accent. Anywho, let's bring it back. Cause
I seen you. What was it, Dan? What was it? Dan made it like a Scottish accent. I saw you.
Fuck! He done the. Can someone send us that video? The Dan Southworth doing the fucking awful Scottish accent, because it was.
Bro, I cried laughing when I seen that when you got on his ass for the Scottish thing, bro. Because I was watching it and I'm like Dan's biggest fan. Like, as a kid growing up, like, Virgil was the coolest thing to me. But then I seen the Scottish thing and I'm like, nah, that ain't it, Chief. And then I see you got on his ass. I was laughing so hard.
I was just sort of watching it like this. I was sitting here like. Like that, fucking yeah. Shout outs to Dan Southworth. I'm gonna get to him in conversation, because I know me and you we've both had the privilege of talking to him.
But he's the man.
Yeah, he is the man. We'll keep that for for later though. Okay, so to reel it back, because I have a feeling that if we were to talk about drunken war stories, we would be here all fucking night, which we can do, but another time.
Another time.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let me just. Okay, yeah. So let's talk about the sort of reputation that you ascertained. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
The Dan video is here. 7 seconds in.
Well.
Let me. You won't be able to hear this.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
No, I pulled it up too.
Yeah. Podbox.
Dan, I want to say, Dan, you think you're slick for growing out your hair? You knew good and well. Me and him are on the same. We're on the same wavelength.
Hi. Let me pull it back. Let me see. Yeah. Like, show me your profile, JoJo. Let me see your fucking profile. Flash to the left for me.
Oh, wait. Which one's the good side? I can't see.
Yeah, which one?
No, it's this side.
Yeah, he's
See
fucking. He's.
You knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he saw the haircut and he's like, motherfucker, it's slick as fuck.
He peeped it, man.
He does have the goatee to go with it though. He copped.
He does. I have dog shit facial hair, so he's got me there.
Yeah, me too. I just keep it because I'm too lazy to shave it. But
Yeah,
it
same.
just sort of looks like pubes on my face. To be honest, it's kind of horrible. But that's just because
I gotta get rid of this thing.
But you've got the wife living with you, so you cannot get away with disgusting facial hair. Like luckily I don't have the wife with me. Otherwise, I'd be getting fucked up. Okay, let's watch this.
Well. What is this? Power. Which asked me to give you a greeting in a terrible Virgil Scottish accent.
A terrible Virgil Scottish accent. It is fucking terrible.
Dad, please.
You want to hear a good Virgil accent? Fucking Scottish Virgil. It's like, I need more power.
I don't know why. Like my mind gravitates towards. Did you ever watch Samurai Jack, kid?
I never watched it. No, I never.
Oh man, there's this Scottish villain. That's what I picture in my head. This is Scottish
I think I've
villain.
seen him. It's the big fucking huge guy. I think I've seen him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got like a gun type shit, bro. That's I lose my shit every time.
You know, have you seen the fucking videos the NC makes where it's like the British Dante and Virgil?
Have I seen them? I rewatch them all the time. It's fucking hilarious.
I need to do the same thing where it's like, fucking give that to me, mate. No,
Yeah.
you've got your own. Oh, fuck up, you prick. Give me your fucking amulet, will you? Aye.
Dude, you do it, man. And then like, you gotta like title them the same, so they're in this like it's like in the recommended.
Yeah, I need to play the YouTube game and fucking seduce the algorithm. Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
He actually he suggested a good idea last week where it's, you know how Smoke does the fucking titles that the algorithm just loves, where it's like, this combo broke my hands, etc. Well, I have to do that.
I don't know. I don't know if it's even an algorithm thing so much as it is like, because like those aren't keywords. I think it's just like somebody reads that and they're like, I want to see what's going on here. It's very clever.
It has to
It's
be
very
algorithm related, homie. He has like, how many views, Smoke, does that video have? It has like nearly a million views.
Yeah, it's almost a million.
Yeah. I hit the algorithm once with a combo. It was DMC5 anniversary combo. 1.2 million. What the fuck? 1.2 fucking million. He has flexed
Did you
right now.
let me smoke?
He flexed last week as well when I had him on. He's a goddamn animal.
You animal. I can't believe you.
Smoke's a legend. I do love old Smokey boy. I didn't know that, obviously I knew that you were a fan of him, but when I talked to him last week, I didn't know that you two guys had spoke. That was pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, we were planning on doing stuff for a little bit. The thing is too is that like I don't really get involved in like the combo scene,
Mm-hmm.
but like you said, the algorithm was pushing his videos.
Yeah.
And I seen him before he had passed me up. Have you passed me up yet? Probably. But I remember I was watching that shit and I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, how do you do that? But I mean, like you said, there's a lot of people that go underappreciated in the combo med scene. And that kind of turned me on to that. I'm like, oh, these guys are sick as fuck too. I didn't even know that this was like a hidden gem for me. You know what I'm saying?
I think it could be for a lot of fans as well, but they don't care enough, and that's fine. You don't have to care. It's not our jobs to make you care. We just sort of produce content for the people who do care, and you know, a lot of us appreciate that. And the fact that Smoke has blew up is only good for us as well, because it's like, yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly what I said. Like I didn't even know this existed.
Exactly.
I was watching.
Yeah.
Donger. And then I'm like, oh, so I started looking back at your stuff. I started looking through like the smaller stuff. Even Brawly, I didn't know he existed. I was looking at his stuff. I'm like, oh, this is sick as fuck. I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah, Broly's dope as fuck, man. Let me tell you, like, he's a fucking great guy. If you ever do like your own podcast or any interviews or anything, get Broly on, because that guy is just 24/7 energy, my guy. He will just bring a shit ton of beer, and he'll just fucking hang out.
You know who would go him and Half Pint would do well too, because that's somebody else who's got like good energy. Like I can't do that. Like I get tired of Pint, and that's my boy. You know,
Yeah.
I get tired, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they need to do something too.
100%. There's so many. Listen, Donguri, nobody gives Donguri shit. They give his fans shit because they're a little they're a little stanny. They're like, this is good, but it's not Donguri. That's the only thing that annoys people. But Donguri himself, he was the gateway drug for me. He's the only reason that I'm talking to you right now, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have pursued high-level combat, and I wouldn't have gained an interest in it. So, Donguri is the gateway drug. He should be respected, but his fans, what they do, and he doesn't like it either. What they do is where the problem arises, but...
Yeah, man, I don't even know, like... I don't know if it was him. There's not much of a personality back there too. I'm interested to know who Don Gurry is too, because it's just the gameplay. Like, because some people dabble in it, right? Like, I'm gonna fuck the name up again. Kyo. No, it's Kyo.
Yeah.
Kyo. You know, he does like the podcast now. Yep. You got your own podcast. DNC does that. Like almost every DMC content creator has a little bit of both. Yep. A little bit of both, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Don Gurry, I don't even know who this dude is. I've been trying to like find out who this person is. He followed me on Instagram, and I don't know if it's like a fan page or whatever. I tried to reach him. I'm curious who this dude is, man. So
he does, from what I've seen, he's sort of he keeps himself to himself. He's from Japan.
Is he from Japan?
Yeah, he's Japanese. From what I've seen, he just seems like, and I know this is a bit of a stupid thing to say, he just seems like a normal guy where he just keeps himself to himself. He's not involved in the community or anything. He just does what he does and enjoys doing it and uploads his shit. Yeah. Which you have to respect. You can't say like,
That's gangsta ass shit, man. Yeah. That's some gangsta ass shit to be like, everybody like reveres you as like the best, but then you just don't want to make anything out of it. Like
he does not give a fuck. He never once, and this is where I'm glad.
Man.
He has a fucking gangster homie. Like, you know Kale? You know who Kale is? He was like the DMC3 Donguri for yeah.
Now I do.
He has a huge fucking ego. Like ridiculously big ego. And this is where we should be glad where Donguri is just a good guy, because can you imagine if Donguri had a big ego? He would just go on videos and be like, fuck, yeah, that was good, but it's not quite me, baby.
He could. If he wanted to, he could.
Donguri...
He could upload a 5-minute segment of him still, like, it would still do well.
You cut out at the worst possible moment. What was he doing when he uploaded the video?
I said... If he wanted to, he could upload a 5-minute segment of...
Okay. So. I understand. Okay, you're cutting out on purpose. I get it. Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna give this one last chance. Maybe I'm potentially gonna get canceled. So like the God is trying to like bless me here. He's trying to like...
We all get canceled eventually, JoJo. Don't worry. Just ride the wave.
No. So all I was saying was, if Don Gurry segment of him talking,
you know, that's how you can tell. Like, I'm a little fucking indulged into the whiskey where I don't get these jokes. I know when I go JoJo, I would have got that. But no, Don Gurry's a great guy. He does just keep to himself. I remember one of the things that stuck out with me was 2019. It was one of my shitty bloody Palace uploads. And I was sort of demotivated. I was like, I don't think I'm going to keep making YouTube content. I'm sort of burned out. I'm shit at this game compared to some people. Like, why would I don't even want to indulge in other people's spaces, because it's like, any views that I get are views that they should have got. This fucking big dick motherfucker Don Gurry walks up and he's like, hold on, can I pull up the comment? Let me see, because I don't want to paraphrase. But he was basically like, this is great shit. Keep it up, Millz. I am a fan. And
really?
Yeah, and me reading that, and I was like, this is a Donguri like fake account. Yeah, good prank, friend. I click on it and it's like Donguri's fucking videos, and the inner fanboy was like, "This is the greatest.
Yeah.
This is the fucking greatest day."
This is the greatest thing ever. This is awesome.
Yeah, and that's the effect that a big name can have, and that's why I'm glad that.
Dude, there's so many people I'm like grateful for in the DMC that just kind of like I wouldn't even like in the DMC. I will say that in the DMC community that I'm grateful for. Like that's how I felt when Dan told me, because I seen him. You know, he was using like hashtag Papa Virgil and this, that, and the third, and people were trying to tell me like even it was like spam accounts or whatever. People were telling me like, "Oh, you didn't coin that." So I'm like, I'm starting to doubt myself. I asked Dan, I was like,
"Hey,
do you
JoJo?"
I was like, "What's up?
Can you just keep talking? I need to do the same thing I did with Smoke last week, where it's like, oh shit, my bladder's fucking killing me. I need to go take a quick toilet break. You keep
Bathroom break, both of us.
You gonna hold it down for me? You gonna take a toilet break as well? I'll let you finish your story, and then we can hold it down.
No, go now. Go now.
Oh, I thought you said you're gonna take one as well. Okay.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Fucking. Where's the fucking? You know what? I'm just gonna leave the camera on. Fuck it. Oh my, it's a ritual now, homie. This is the problem when I buy whiskey. I have a shitty bladder. You wouldn't think with a fucking belly this big, but I have a shitty bladder and it fucks me up.
Chat, don't ask me if I wash my hands. If you have a clean dick, you don't have to wash your hands.
And by the way, if anyone brought up the fact that, why does Millz have pillows at his door? It's soundproofing, cunts. Okay, it's fucking soundproofing. Also, the camera needs fixing. Okay, JoJo, my apologies. If I'd have known that you were also going to take a toilet break, I would have held it in a little bit more. He's gone. So you know what? Proper 12, whiskey, good stuff.
I'm listening. I'm not good. I'm here.
Oh, he's got a wireless headset. Shit, it was my perfect opportunity to talk shit and get caught.
No. Look, this cord is like forever long. It's not wireless. It's just like forever long.
I apologize, brother. I didn't mean to interrupt to that extent.
No, you're good.
As you were
Don't worry
saying,
about it.
if you can remember.
We were talking about Dan and like inspiration.
Yeah.
So like you were talking about like Don Gurry, like when he said that to you, it kind of like reinvigorated you too. Like I was at that point too with content. And I just asked Dan, because he's using the hashtag Papa Virgil thing. He's kind of running with it. Yeah. I'm like, hey man, I was like, do you tune in at all? And he just like, he told me straight up, he was like, this is the only channel I watch for Virgil, man. And that blew my head up so much, bro. I screenshotted that shit. The inner fanboy was screaming.
That's so fucking sick. Yeah, that.
I was like, man. I was like, that's so cool for me, man.
I feel like people at that level, they don't give it a second thought, but they have no idea what like one sentence or two sentences can do to like.
They have no idea, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna reel it back. We're gonna keep the Dan Southworth in a little pocket for later.
Did you say, is that proper 12? Is that what you got there?
It's fucking Conor McGregor's proper 12 whiskey. It's not bad.
Shit.
It's not bad.
Is it good?
I prefer Jameson's, but that's the only reason why I think that is because Conor's proper 12, it's not been aged 12 years yet. You know what I mean? He only started the business a couple years ago. There's no way that he can have 12-year-old whiskey waiting.
Right.
So he
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so he outsources the whiskey to, I think it's Bushmills for now, while his own blend mixes. But even then, you know, Bushmills is still decent shit. It's worth a
Yeah.
grab. It's nice. Plus, you get Connor's signature.
That's pretty dope, man.
Yeah.
You know, I was a Conor McGregor fan before like the Conor stands kicked in. Like
before
you know what?
before Jose Aldo. Yeah.
Bro, that's what I'm so glad you said that. Everyone found out who he was after he beat Jose Aldo in 13 seconds. If you weren't watching the Max Holloway fight, if you weren't tuning in, like when he was fighting, what's Buddy from his camp?
Chad Mendes.
The one that TJ Dillas on. Yes, the Chad Mendes fight. If you weren't there, bro, like you're not a Conor fan. You're just a pretend.
You're on the hype train, exactly. It's actually Connor's best run was everything up to Jose Aldo, because everything beyond that has been shaky. You know what I mean? He got beat after Diaz.
Like just the southpaw stance. I mean, you remember like the wide karate. That was my favorite. That was my favorite.
The wide karate stance, like you even. I'm assuming you watched his recent fight against Dustin too. You see the boxing stance, and I love boxing. Boxing's my sweetheart, but boxing as like as its own entity is not something that just translates to MMA. It has to be. You have to have other tools there, and he's just focusing on a purely boxing stance. His feet are close together. He's in a good boxing stance.
He tried to strike with him.
Exactly.
He was just trying to. Yeah, man.
And yeah, McGregor would beat Dustin in a boxing match, but it wasn't a fucking boxing match, Connor. That's why your leg got fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got leg kicked. Imagine if Jose did that instead.
That's where you sort of see that sort of what the Jose Aldo fight could have been, where it's like, if he had just kicked the fucking inner calf, he would have won that fight probably, and now he's just.
But that shit talk got to his head. That was the other thing, is that like Poirier went on the Joe Rogan podcast and it was so easy for him because he talk shit. He was like he was just nice to him. He was talking about how like it really would have been better for him if Conor talked shit, because he was talking about how nervous he got. And
but now he's blown his chance, because how the fuck he can't even turn it up either. He's gonna come back and he's gonna start talking shit. You just got beat by the guy. You got knocked the fuck out. Yeah, he was sleeping. Yeah. It was heartbreaking.
It's too late to beat McGregor.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking to see, because I do love McGregor. McGregor's fucking. He has. I do love him. You know, he. First of all, like I've got a bit of Irish in me, so there's that side of me. Plus, he supports, or he loves my soccer side. Like whenever he comes to Glasgow, he's like, Glasgow Celtic. He loves winding up the rival team.
Shit.
Yeah, so I'm a huge McGregor fan. So seeing him get knocked out isn't pretty, but you can tell that his heart just isn't as much in it as it was.
Dude, I've been saying that too, man. Yeah. Like, once you get that money, like once you make the paycheck, it's like you were on the up and up. He was talking about how he was playing like Call of Duty in his room. It's like you're not gonna be able to be hungry again. There's just no fucking way.
Who can blame him? It's like Rocky 3, you know. Remember when fucking Rocky fights Clubber Lang the first time and he doesn't have his heart in it and he gets fucked up? Yeah. Apollo Creed takes him to the gym and is like, all these motherfuckers have the eye of the tiger, you don't. That's the same shit. It's true.
Yep. Shout out to Apollo.
Did you watch the Adesanya?
Unfortunately, man, I was rooting for Adesanya too. Like I was just telling people about how I love it, because you know why I like Adesanya? It's because like he's not afraid to be like that nerdy anime guy. Like he's when you write somebody's name in the death note, when you're throwing pokeballs at dudes and you're doing like, I don't know, that was so cool to me that he kind of held that. He didn't just hold it, he embraced it. Yeah. You know, people say cringy, this, that, and the third. I liked it, man. I like his personality, and I wanted to see that fight with John Jones. I'll say this. I know there's not everyone who tunes into DMC watches MMA, but I'll say this. If your rival or someone you don't like gets knocked out and you talk and you speak on that matter, you're a bitch, because you're not supposed to live vicariously through another man and just be like, oh, well, because you've seen John Jones is tweeting nonstop about, you know, Adesanya losing and how he's not going to get the super fight. It's like, bro, don't do that.
You know, I mean, at least he wasn't fucking steroided up in his rival fights against.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not coked out running over pregnant chicks and shit. It's like, come on, man.
I hate John Jones. I despise him. I fucking hate him. You hate him as well?
Yeah, he's a chump.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. He's a great fighter. Don't get me wrong. It's like it's the Floyd.
But you're a fucking piece of shit. So who cares?
It's the Floyd Mayweather effect, where it's like, arguably in the ring, you're the greatest of all time, but you're a piece of shit. So Muhammad Ali is gonna be better than you for me. And it's the same 100%. Shit where it's like, I don't know who the greatest of all time for me is. Probably Amanda Nunes, really. Her resume is fucking insane.
Yeah, but that's a man.
Yeah, that's yeah.
We
Even
get canceled.
you're fucked. Rest in peace, JoJo Wi-Fi. We love you.
Dude, but for real though, like she's got some like orangutan arm.
She is
like
a fucking animal. Yeah.
dude, that's nuts. Amanda is pretty nuts.
Let me tell you, JoJo. See, there's been one time in my life I've been fucked up by groups of people. You know, I've been fucking beat up in fights. There's only one time in my life I've been fucking scared, homie. It's when I met Mike Tyson.
You met Mike?
Yeah, I met Mike. He came to Scotland to do like a meet and greet thing, and obviously we're taking the pictures with him. And I came up to him and we had like the hands locked. Hold on, I'll see if I can pull up the picture. We had like the hands locked, and there was just this aura, homie. There was this like aura where it's like,
That man's a demon. He's
like,
a real demon.
Yeah, like he was friendly in that moment. There was nothing, you know, he wasn't being threatening, but it was just that aura of 20 years ago, this guy was a fucking god. There wasn't a man on this earth that could have fucked this. He would have beat everyone. I mean,
And the crazy part is like people make him out like he was this Titanic. He was actually pretty small
he
for
was
a head.
pretty small. Yeah, he's only a couple inches bigger than us, dude. He's like 5'11".
Just an absolute demon. That was his problem. Is the dude was just fucking mean as shit.
Hold
Like,
on, I can pull the picture up in the pod box. It's a picture of a picture. That's why it looks so shitty. But he's lucky he didn't look in the picture. He didn't like look at the frame. He's lucky I didn't fuck him up. You know, he's sort of lucky. But yeah, that was the craziest fucking shit ever. He is one. As friendly as he is now, he is one scary motherfucker to be around. I was just sort of like, he said like, "Oh, what's up, little brother?" I was like, "Hi, Mr. Michael."
he's got like even like his neck and like his traps and like turned up ears. He looks demonic to me, man. Like Buddy is scary for real.
He was genetically fucking made by God to send homies to the shadow realm. Like he was ridiculous. You watch any current heavyweight boxing, JoJo? You a fan of any current heavyweight boxing?
I like Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is he's really putting on a show.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate his shuffle that he tried to imitate. It was pretty.
He's
but
not,
he's on a technical level. It's pretty good for how big he is. I like
100% the best sort of movement fighter since Ali. He's not Ali. No one's ever going to be Ali, but he is his own man. What do you think about the fight against Anthony Joshua? What do you think of that? Do you think...
I got to be honest with you, brother. I didn't see that one.
Okay, so Anthony Joshua, he is... So, you must know Deontay Wilder. You know him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He's
big knockout artist. Yeah.
Death, but like he fights like a homeless person. Like he's never acted.
He just has the most powerful right hand fucking ever. He has like the fucking infinity gauntlet in his right hand. That he can,
launcher in his hand.
Yeah.
he really fights like a bum. Like he
does.
hits hard.
He can't box for shit. I'm confident that I could go in the ring and outbox him. The problem is his right hand will kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll go through your skull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it would fracture my face. Anthony Joshua. Okay, so he's a boxer who. He has the better resume than Fury. Deontay Wilder ducked him. He did. He basically admitted to it. Yeah, he ducked him. He's got a great knockout record. He's probably the second most powerful boxer behind Wilder, but he's much more. He's better at boxing. You know what I mean? He's a better boxer.
Yeah.
So him and Fury are lined up for the heavyweight sort of unification fight. I'll send you a bunch of shit off stream because.
Yeah.
Bob Arum, his promoter, said that it's basically going to happen, and this is the biggest fight since Ali and Frazier.
Also, it's not even happened yet. This is in the works.
No, this is in the works. Yeah, this is the biggest fight since fucking Ali and Foreman, probably. Like it's that level.
Shit.
Yeah. Anyway.
You know what I don't like? I don't like Canelo nut huggers. I don't like.
You don't like the Canelo nut huggers? No.
It's not that I don't like Canelo. I just have you ever like Canelo fans talk about Canelo in a very
Donguri fashion.
Yeah, but like way worse. It's so bad. Like they talk about him like it's their man. Like
yeah, is that their
like,
friends? Yeah.
Yeah, like like they make out on the weekends. I don't know, man. Like it's the worst.
Don't get me
it's
wrong.
like worse than
Canelo is fucking. He is fun as fuck. He is great to watch. He's gonna fight Billy Joe Saunders. I don't know. You probably don't know who that is. He's a British fighter.
Yep.
Yeah, you know who Billy Joe is. He's gonna fight him. It's probably the best fight for him.
Yeah.
And I hope Canelo.
What do you think about the fight between him with him and Triple G? That was a very controversial fight, man.
Oh fuck! The first fight, I thought Triple G won.
I thought so too.
Yeah. The second fight,
and I prefer Canelo.
Yeah.
Despite what I said about Canelo nut huggers, I like Canelo. So when I say that, I really thought Triple.
I was like a true neutral in that fight where I had no particular attachment. I did lean towards Canelo a little bit. I wish he could fight Mayweather now. I know it can't happen, but
yeah, it's not good.
But that first fight, Triple G 100% got robbed.
You know what? Actually, scratch that thought. If Mayweather can dodge. If Mayweather can dodge Pacquiao for as long as he did it and wait to fight him when he's old as shit, then you know what? You can run the Canelo fight.
Exactly. Because let's be honest, JoJo, Pacquiao would have fucked him up back in 2012.
And I say that as a fellow Filipino. I say that 200% biased.
Every cunt that isn't a Mayweather nut hugger knows for a fact. First of all, Pacquiao would have beat him, and Sugar Ray Leonard would have fucked him up.
Yep.
Mayweather's not the greatest of all time, and maybe if he had a better attitude, maybe he would be. But he's a piece of shit in real life too, so fuck him. I honestly was hoping McGregor would knock him out just for the sheer fucking laugh. I was hoping Logan Paul would fucking knock him out. That's how much I hate the guy. Where it's like,
did that happen already? Or
no, I get cancelled, unfortunately.
Yeah. So damn it.
Is there any other? You know what? Go on, sorry.
To bounce back to that though, that's what I wanted to say about the Adesanya.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say this about him. So unlike Mayweather and Bone, who are like dodging these fighters, like I think Adesanya was chasing greatness. So even if he fell short of that, I don't remember a fight where they said where he didn't take it. They said, "Oh, you're not going to beat Yoel Romero." He beats Yoel Romero. They said, "You're not going to do this. You're not going to do that."
And let's be fair. Yoel Romero is a fucking beast.
It's a soldier, man.
He's a fucking
soldier.
Animal.
It's a soldier of God. It's a very fitting name for him. That dude's nuts.
Yeah. This is the thing where it's like Adesanya went up a weight class. He went chasing Blazkowicz or whatever his name is. I can't say that name properly, but he's a fucking animal. He has power. There's no shame going up a weight class and getting beat. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
No,
he can still come down to middleweight and dominate the fucking division for years. It is a shame that the John Jones fight won't happen, and let's be fair, JoJo, Jones probably beats him through.
He does.
Yeah.
100%. Because, I mean, even in the Jan fight, like, you seen he looked lost on the ground, when it happened.
Yeah.
Like, and John, as much as I dislike John, he's very well associated in both striking and on the ground.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not even debatable. What I don't like is when another man talks about another man's victory. I don't like that shit.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter, JoJo, because see, at the end of the day, fucking either Stipe Miocic or Francis Ngannou is going to fuck him up. He's not going to survive at heavyweight, is he? He's going to get fucked up. It's going to be the same thing that happened to Adesanya, where he can hang in there, but he's getting beat. I don't see him being able to contend at heavyweight. I just wish...
You like Stipe more or you like Miocic? I said the same thing. You like Stipe more or do you like Ngannou? If you had to choose.
I understand that Miocic is technically the better fighter. He's better at wrestling. He's probably going to wrestle fuck Ngannou. But I'm a fan of the Mike Tysons of the world. The guys with ridiculous power, ridiculous...
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That was the right answer. That's what I was looking for, because me too. I like Stipe is for sure like the fighter on a technicality basis, but I'm rooting for Ngannou.
Mm-hmm. Because let's be honest, that guy, he has freakish fucking power. You see his last knockout? The one against that fucking random bald guy where he just clapped his cheeks. No. Fucking.
I did not.
He has he has that punching power where you hear it and you feel sick because you can hear the bones just ceasing to exist. Yeah.
You could hear like the fibers of your just like essence just like crunch and leave your body.
I like Stipe, But it's time for Ngannou to take the throne, I think. If he doesn't, then fair enough, he never had it in him. But I think it's time for Ngannou to take the fucking
Fingers
throne.
crossed.
Fingers crossed, yeah, 100%. I'll be... That fight's soon, isn't it? It's like a couple weeks. 27th, I think.
I want to say, I haven't been keeping up with much, brother. Like
I think it's... Yeah, it's 27th, Saturday. Yeah, it will be.
I haven't been like super engaged with the chat, but like the may seem cool to me, but competitive fighting is more interesting when there's backflipping and shooting laser beams.
You mean like fighting games? Yeah. He means like watching fighting games as opposed to...
Okay, I like that put like such a wild image in my head.
Yeah, you thought there was some live martial art you were just missing out on completely. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's a black market, like some like really fucked 4chan thread of something.
Since we're on the topic, I did want to leave it until later, Jojo. But since we're on the topic, talk about your Mai Tai experience. Where did that come from? When did you start that?
So shouts out to Danny G. Not gonna say his full name.
I think your mic just died. I think it fell. Did it fall over?
There was a network error. Please.
I hear you. Don't worry.
Black, homie.
Someone's black.
I think it's the
It's Sanserth shouted me out. Thanks for the follow. Also,
Hold on, brother.
Jojo, are you wearing a fucking Merapeak? Are you wearing a Beargoss Merapeak?
I don't know what that is, brother. You can still hear me? It says my internet stopped.
I can still hear you, yeah.
Okay, can you see me? I'm calling in.
Okay, let me just accept you. Yeah, so the make of your jacket that you're wearing right now, is it Beargoss? Like, flip the left side of it over. Yeah. No, flip it the other way so that you can see the outside. No, it's not Beargoss, okay. Because it's a fucking, like... It's a brand that homies wear here when they're, like, trying to rob people, you know what I mean? Like the scumbags, so I thought...
Oh, shit. No. No, this is Abercrombie and Fitch. Dude, I've got like, hold on. There's Echo Wi-Fi back.
I think that should be it fixed. Speak for me, Jojo. You there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
No, this is Abercrombie and Fitch. I've been asked about... I don't even think anything special of it, but there was like... I'm getting questions like that a lot today.
Here's the thing where it's like, it's nice jackets. I would wear that jacket. It's just the reputation associated with it, where it's like, okay, you wear that jacket. You're a
thief.
You're a chav, mate. That was a horrible English accent. I sounded Irish. You're a fucking chav, mate. What the fuck are you doing?
All right, so what's this then?
That was pretty good.
Accent.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
shit.
Excuse me.
I accidentally clicked the joke.
Merry Christmas
Dan
to
Southworth
you.
video.
Merry
I was so fucking confused. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Dan was like, well, what about my accent? No.
Exactly. I was like, what? Dan? Okay.
So what's this then? Good, isn't it?
Go on. Go ahead.
Okay, so Muay Thai thing. Shout out to Danny G. It's the wildest story. Like, this dude is way cooler than me. And he only like really taught me the basics and learning and stuff. And I was training him. I was basically giving him hypertrophy training for like muscle development. But this dude is from Vietnam, and he's got a wild story, man. Like, his dad ran up like a bunch of debt, and he bought like this massive house. But you don't go through the government there, so I don't know if they're like private or like mafia type shit. Yeah. And he was fucking around with these like custom guns, right? Loaded it up with fucking gunpowder and blew himself off the mountainside and literally killed himself.
What the fuck?
I'm serious, man. This is a real story. He killed himself. So his dad couldn't pay back the money that he owed. So they were coming after his family. This guy was like fucking hiding in the fucking jungle of Vietnam until he eventually got adopted by an Italian family, which is why he has an Italian last name, which I will not say.
What a crazy... He sounds like a fucking gangster, homie. Let me just say that off the top.
Yeah, this guy is literally... Buddy is like... that sounds like a JoJo character or some shit.
Yeah, it does.
He's cool as fuck, man. But we got a gym over here, and he was learning it. He never actually participated in matches, but he would just teach me like basic shit. And I would practice like, you know... The bone density hardening. I don't do it so much now, where you take like paddle and shit. It's all elbows and knees.
Yeah.
So
I wish
But yeah,
I had
that's
done
about
that.
the
I wish
gist
I
of it.
had done that, Jojo. I don't know if you can see on the camera. I don't know if that shows up. I have like a fucking. Let me just see the camera when it catches up.
yeah, it's a little delayed
It's a
for
little
me.
delayed. There's like a scar here. I might need to like block the light a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep, I see
Yeah.
it. You're a pale one, but I see it.
Yeah, I'm a fucking white bitch, but yeah. So that scar in my hand is from not doing the knuckle density shit. I basically got in a fight, threw a left hand, broke my fucking hand to
Yep,
pieces.
yep, happens all the time, man.
Yep. So shout outs to bone density because I wish I had done that back in the day because my hand is fucked. Try like
And that was his concern too, is he didn't want to step in until he was conditioned enough and stuff. And
a lot of people think that's a myth where it's like, I just hit a fucking like iron pole for like 20 hours a day, you'll have like stronger knuckles. Like that's bullshit. It's not. Your knuckles will.
No.
They get like micro fractures, don't they? It's like micro fractures, and then they heal
yeah,
back
so
stronger.
that's what my degree was in, is exercise. Take an entry, take it a step up, and you take an anatomy class. Like making micro tears is for sure a real thing.
Yeah.
You're gonna give yourself arthritis in the long run, depending on if you do it for how long and to what extent. But it's for sure a real thing. Your body will compensate. Like the human body is amazing. If you're making small micro tears, it's gonna grow harder, and that's for muscles, bones. The only thing I would say it's not applicable is your tendon, which is hence the arthritis that comes later.
You can't fix those fuckers. Those will duck out
Yeah.
on you, unfortunately. Do some push-ups on your
Unfortunately,
knuckles.
man.
Unfortunately, Destiny, I think it's just a weak ass bone issue because my cheekbone has been broken as well. That was fucking horrible, Jojo. I basically got punched like right there. Like a lot, like
Yikes.
yeah, half of my face caved in. See the operation for that?
Oh,
It was. Listen, I would rather take 100 beatings than that fucking operation. That shit was horrible. But
were
unfortunately,
you awake for it?
no. But I woke up and I remember.
Yeah.
Let me show you a picture. Let me pull up a picture. Basically, like I woke up and it was like, everything's normal. Morphine's great. I'm high. But then I went to the bathroom and it was like I looked at my face. I need to try and find where I posted this. I posted it somewhere. I looked at my face and it was like, you know how those.
Mhm.
It's on my phone. Let me flip. My phone's on 2%. God damn it. Basically, like,
my high school, go ahead.
your high school day got fucked up.
No. In high school, I was going to tell you, there was kids who were selling like 60 grams of the real shit for like $5. They didn't know the real value of it.
Well, sounds like I should have went to your fucking high school then. Jesus Christ. I lost out on a lot of fucking money. Let me just try and pull this picture up, Jojo. I'm sorry if my mind is.
No, you're good. Street value is like literally like 15 to 30 a pop, and they like, I don't know if they were just like had a family member that worked.
You ever take any hard shit yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I was addicted to morphine.
Like legit addicted to morphine? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I found an outlet in sports, like in track and stuff. So I got out that way. I got a scholarship to go to a college, and then I went to the other one because I'm smart, and now I have a bunch of student loans.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, me too. Where did the source for the morphine come from? Because that shit's pretty hard to get. Like, that's not bullshit.
Like I told you, it was just some kid who knew a guy who, I don't know if he broke into the pharmaceutical, he had an in or what. I really don't know, man. I wish I could tell you. And it was horrible because I had a buddy. It's funny, because I got this new job I was telling you about. I work 7 days a week. I just ran into the kid who introduced it to me. His eyes were bloodshot red. He was super euphoric.
He was
just
fucked up.
He's like, everybody deserves to try this once. And he just hands me these little tablets. I don't know shit about pills. The only thing I know is ibuprofen.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, yeah, what the fuck ever, bro. You smoke some weed and now you're just handing me this bullshit. I mean, I took those tablets. It felt like, you know, when you get a blanket out of the dryer and you just like wrap yourself in it.
Yeah.
It felt like that kind of warm ambience was just like sensational. It was hard to get away from, man.
The last.
And
yeah, go on. Sorry, go ahead.
At $5 a pop, it's like, how do you like?
You don't turn it down. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The last pill I took was ecstasy. I threw that shit up. I had I had like decent sort of like highs on it, and then it was just this one time where I took the fucking pill and it was like the world was fucking ending. I like went.
Did you get like sweaty? Did you get sweaty?
I got sweaty as fuck. My jaw was obviously doing the whole MDMA thing where it's like, hey guys.
Probably chewing your gums.
Yeah, but the worst thing to me was like, it was as if my body was saying, Millsy boy, this ain't working. Go throw it up. And I just went, put the old fingers down, threw it up, and I was like,
yikes.
I'm never touching that shit again. It was horrible.
Yeah, with ecstasy, it's a mixed bag. You never know what you're... Like, people always... Remember when rappers were bragging about Molly like it was a good thing?
Yeah.
But truly, like, Molly is like a lower grade of ecstasy. Like, you don't know what you're getting. Like, sometimes you get fucking garbage. You know?
Exactly.
It's a dangerous thing.
Back in the fucking 90s, like, ecstasy would have been fine. Nowadays, that shit will kill you if it's not the right shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I agree. I pray for the future generations, man. It's just not safe. And even, like, the whole thing, like, proud of that. Like, that's fucking nutty that made it into a high school. Like, that's fucking disgusting.
That's fucked up.
Like, it was fun for me, but I don't want that. I don't wish that on anybody's kids or... No. That's fucked, man.
Yeah, it's fucked. If you're curious, do it, and you will learn if you want to do it more or not. That is all I'll say. I won't be the guy that says, "Oh, don't ever do drugs," because it would be hypocritical of me to say it. But you will know if your body likes it or not, and if it doesn't, don't do it again, because it will fuck you. I
mean, I'll be the guy to say it. Kids, don't do that. The opiates will.
I don't do opiates. I mean, don't do fucking heroin.
It'll grab you by the balls and fuck, man.
I think what I mean is it's more like
hallucinogens and Molly and shit like that.
The party drugs, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, don't be scared of them, but just form your own opinion of them, because.
And be careful who you get it from, man. Don't.
Fuck, man. Pay top dollar for that shit. Don't go cheap, because you'll get fucked up. I can't find the picture, unfortunately, JoJo. Basically, my face was like. You know those mirrors at the carnivals where it makes you look all fucked up? My face was like out to here. And it was from the operation. It wasn't from the beating, because the beating was fine.
Yeah. The swelling, because they're carving into the tissue and shit.
And that's when I realized, like, fuck, man, I don't ever want to get in a fucking street fight again. Fuck that shit. Yeah.
I don't blame you, man.
Fuck that.
Fuck. I don't blame you, brother.
I feel like
and you don't know what people are up to.
Exactly. Some guy pull out a knife.
People are quick to. Yeah, dude. People are quick too.
Yeah, you think
that's a big thing in the UK, ain't it? You guys got like hella knife stabbings.
Like Glasgow, the city that I'm closest to in Scotland, it was the murder capital of Europe for a while in terms of stabbing.
Fuck.
Now, I don't know about you, JoJo, but I think I would rather be shot than stabbed, all things considered. I think, like, if it came to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
God forbid you have to deal with either. I'm picking either, but yeah, stabbing sounds significantly worse for sure.
How is your area in terms of sort of violence and shit? Is it good stuff?
Dude, it's weird. It's weird, man. It's a weird thing where it's like you got like 10 minutes away could be like the safest place where you don't have to worry about nothing. You could leave your door open.
Everybody's a chef.
What the fuck?
Everybody wears clops. Yeah.
DNC, you're fucked for that, bro. It's fucking stupid.
That is
everybody.
Stupid, yeah.
Everybody's a chef.
Everyone has a hat on. Yeah.
Everybody's a chef. What the fuck? But you could be like in the safest area where you could leave your door open and you'd be fine. But then like an hour out from that, there's like shootings and stabbings. Like, I don't know. So it's like where I'm at is very fucking weird in that regard.
To be honest, mate, it feels like everything's the same. Where it's like you can't put a generalization on a place. It's like you can go in Scotland, you'll be fine some places, bad in others. You can go in where you're from, you'll be bad in some places, good in others. I think it's just it's just a fact of life. Don't get me wrong, some places are worse. Like you can't go to Compton and think, this fucking neighborhood's fine, but you get never.
But yeah, I think you're right too. And story, you can go to fucking side of Detroit. It's a bad time. You know, you go to the touristy area, maybe like north side Detroit, you might be all right. Yeah. You know, you never know, man. Yeah, the world's weird.
Oh, so are you what was that in your hand? Are you sparking up a blunt right now, or are you getting fucked up?
Oh no, I just got a little pen. I just quit smoking.
Shit! I thought shit was about to get exciting. God damn it! I was
no.
Put away my Coke bag. No, I'm joking.
I tried Coke once. I didn't even care for it. I didn't even.
Don't you think that it feels like drinking fucking Red Bull? You just get energy, but it doesn't. It's not as if you're. Oh, it's not a.
You ever take like Adderall or like Ritalin?
No.
It's the same thing as ADD medication.
I think like
well, I mean, if you look into it, like ADD compounds, like the compound, they just add dopamine and other shit. So like if you OD, you throw up. It'll like help you throw it up. But it's the same compounds. Like the same thing in speed and Coke is an ADD medication. I was taking that all the time, and then the first time I did Coke, I was like, oh, this is the fucking thing. Only now I got the drip, so like the shit's like in my fucking throat, and it tastes disgusting.
At least it's medically helping you in some form.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think.
You ever get the drip? Did you get the drip when you tried Coke? Assuming you did Coke.
No, all I can remember was obviously the horrible feeling of wanting to gag at the back of your throat and the energy.
Yeah, that's the drip.
Yeah, is that the drip? Is that okay? I see.
If you're more conscious, like if you're not as fucked up, it's just like you can feel it and it tastes nasty as fuck. But yeah, I can see. Yeah.
But all I can remember is like me being drunk, taking it, and then being more conscious of being drunk. That's all I can remember. Whereas, MDMA,
you're like aware of how drunk you are.
MDMA was the drug that made me feel like I was on drugs. You know what I mean? Where I was like, I took it and I was like, oh fuck, give me a hug. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, but I don't do that shit anymore. Fuck that. Like recently, like my anxiety became pretty bad, and I feel like if I was to take anything, like my anxiety would just be like, hey there, remember me?
Yeah,
and
man.
I was like, oh god.
I had a bad experience with that too. Like when I had my accident, and then I remember I was eating edibles and I was eating like this like weak shit. And then one day my buddy brought me like, I don't know if it was like a Death Star. It was some radical shit. I remember my neck's broke. So like and what was happening was the section 6 and 7 was slipping into my throat. So it was like causing nerve damage, which could have potentially been like permanent.
Fucking hell.
And it was like, yeah, it was really bad where I was like, I might not have my arms anymore. And I was so like terribly depressed and scared about it. But like on stream and like on the outside, I was trying to pretend like I was okay.
Yeah.
And, I got away with it for a little bit. But, edibles will make you aware. And I was eating these like weak ass edibles.
It's the one thing I've never taken. And see, weed, I hate the taste of like smoke and tobacco. I hate it. So it always made me sort of gag. There was only a couple occasions where weed before I worked in the railway was like, okay, this is quite funny. Things are quite funny, but I feel like edibles would be the way to go if obviously I didn't have to get drug tested. I feel like edibles.
Yeah, man.
But see, to be honest, I'm sort of like reluctant to take anything now just because of the fear of my anxiety spiking. So it's like.
No, but that's what I was getting at, dude. It's like, then they gave me like I don't know. My buddy gave me like some. I don't know I think it was like a Death Star. It was like 1,000 milligrams, something stupid. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that much. Maybe I'm just like exaggerating. I have fucking no idea what he gave.
Death Star.
That's what they call them, brother. They stopped making those at the dispensaries because it's literally just too fucking much. So I eat like, I'm talking to my buddies. We're playing GTA. I was like, they're like, eat the whole thing. I fucking bit half of it, and I put the rest away. It was a gummy like the size of, like double the size of a quarter, I guess. I know that's a weird measurement. I had to turn the game off. I had a panic attack. I realized, bro, it was awful, man. Like, because when your neck's broke, you're feeling that pain all the time, constantly. So your pain threshold increases. You don't even notice that you're in pain because you're always in fucking pain. I became aware of how much pain I was, and then like my mind started racing. I had a panic attack. I was like, fuck this shit. I was like, you have to have surgery? I was like, what if you wake up in anesthesia? I was like, you're gonna die.
Oh god.
Like, yeah, dude, it was terrible, man. I fucking hated it.
See, before you went under for your surgery, because I've had to go under fucking several times for this cunt. See, do you ever play the anesthetic game? Where it's like, okay, see how many seconds I can stay awake for? You ever do that shit? No?
Well, no, they told me to. They fucking, like, I didn't even, like, the anesthesiast, the guy who was giving it to me, he was playing it with me. He's like, grab this mask. He's like, they gave me like some loopy shit before I even hit the anesthesia, which I didn't even know they could do. And like I told you, I used to abuse opiates, and I let them know beforehand, like I have a higher tolerance. So you know when I used to abuse it, so you're gonna have to give me something else. So they gave me a step above morphine when I woke up. But that's
What is the
related.
step above morphine? What the fuck is that?
That's fentanyl.
Amphetamine?
Fentanyl is stronger than heroin.
Holy
it's like
shit.
Yeah, that's like fentanyl is like a superhero drug.
Fucking hell.
But that's besides the point. The motherfucker puts the mask on me. He's like, keep breathing in, and he was like seeing how long I could stay awake. I blacked, man. When I woke up, they put me on fentanyl. My mom wanted to be there, but it's during the pandemic, so they told her she had to leave. Right, so I'm in the room by myself. She's like, "Are you gonna be okay?" I just remember being like so hyped up on fentanyl. I said, "Ma," I said, "Get out of here. I'm Superman. They can't do nothing." I literally said that to her. I was fucking stupid, man.
No, I
I felt charged up.
I remember when I woke up from my because basically when my cheekbone got broke, JoJo, it was me jumping in and trying to help my mom. It was my mom that was getting fucked up, and
Really?
yeah. And I remember the first thing that the first thing that I said when I woke up from the second operation was the guy's name. That was like the first thing I said when I woke up was like his name, a couple times. Don't get me wrong, like it's in the past now. It's all fucking whatever, you know. At the end of the day, it's a beating. It's not the end of the fucking world, you know. It's not something. I was fucked up for a while because of it, but I remember one of the things is that drugs for me, it's sort of those kind of drugs at least, they hone your mind into what you want it to think, and nothing else even gets in. You know what I mean? Like nothing else even gets like a look in when you're fucked up on something that fucks with your mind.
It can. Yeah, it definitely can. Yeah. It depends, man. It's a mixed bag. Like,
yeah.
Depends on the person. I think that's the kind of person you.
Yeah.
And it just depends, man. Like personality and like addiction is hereditary. How you handle it is hereditary. Yeah. I've met people that don't like opiates, which is fucking wild to me because it's like.
Because they're fun.
It's like, yeah, it's insanely euphoric. But like I've met people that'll take like weak shit and they're like, oh, this is a nasty ass feeling. I don't ever want to do this again. Yeah. You know, so it's everybody's different, man.
I think the only thing I would try now would be pure hallucinogens. Like, what's the shit that fucking Joe Rogan takes? You know what I'm talking about.
DMT.
Yeah, DMT.
Methyltrenal something. He thinks he's like really cool for saying it. I love his podcast, but I hate when he says the full name. Just say DMT, motherfucker.
DMT, yeah, exactly. But it feels to me like it's something that people should experience at least once. It's something.
I'm scared, dude. I'm so scared because like I had that panic attack on edible. I can't imagine, brother. I can't imagine.
Oh, 100%.
And he says, and he talks about like how it makes you aware of how like shitty you are. I can't imagine, dude, because I'm a shitty person too. Like having to like face all those things.
You're not a shitty person. Don't talk shit. You're not shitty. How are you?
Dude, everybody's shitty, man. Like imagine having, like I don't know, man. And you know what? People have described experiences. Seconds, because like DMT is quick if you smoke it. Like it's like a 15-second high. But people have experienced like entire life's worth of living in that time space because like time is a matter of perception. It's like conceptual, right? So like even though it's 15 seconds in this plane of existence, people have described literally living an entire life's worth of existence when they take DMT and then coming out of it. Like they have kids, they have wives, they live this life, and then they come back. It's like,
but that's not hard to imagine because the same sort of time dilation happens. Shout outs to Lethal Placebo for reminding me what the term is. But that same thing happens when you're having a dream. You know what I mean? You can fucking dream something.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, it can feel like a year, or it can feel like 10 years. You wake up, it was like 7 minutes of REM. You know what I mean?
But let me put it to you this way though. It's like a dream is not. It's not like a dream. That's the literal same compound. It's like it's DMT. Your brain is slowly releasing DMT. Yeah. So when you actually take DMT, it's like to such a concentrated extent that it's like the world's most intense dream, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I'm scared, but it does sound kind of cool.
It does sound kind of appealing, yeah. Like it's the only drug that like is out there that I'm like, okay, I would be willing to try it. Everything else I've took it and it's like, this is just.
You know what's weird too is DMT is found in everything, like blades of grass and trees and leaves. It's like it's found in a lot of things. It's just a matter of being able to extract the chemical is the thing, right?
I don't know. I don't even know too much about it. I just know that that's one of these sort of major hallucinogens. Obviously, there's like mushrooms or whatever the fuck that actually is. Anywho, Enough of the
Any
drug talk,
who's
because we sound like a pair of fucking recovering motherfuckers.
we do. We sound like some hippies.
Nah, we're just homies that live their lives. God damn it, go out and take some drugs, pussies, and then you'll see what life actually is.
It's stupid.
Is it okay if we
guy's
take a
nuts.
quick toilet break again? Because
Yeah, do it up, brother.
Because my bladder's like, okay, I know you're talking about drugs, Mills, but you can't even handle like 4 whiskeys before needing a pee. So why don't you stop talking shit? Just okay, I've got a question for you. Okay, that you can sort of talk.
I'm
about.
ready.
Okay, we had a conversation. We talked about perhaps moving on from the spiteful stuff that you were creating.
Mm-hmm.
So, in terms of DMC content, where do you look to move forward from there? That's what I'm going to leave you on. You're going to pee while you talk about that.
Okay. So this is a weird place for me to kind of... I don't know how much longer I'm going to be in the DMC space. And I don't say that in a... I know like right now people are like looking for the I hope that's not the case. But I just want to do something more than video games. I want to do something more than Devil May Cry. I want to help people, man. Like I want to get involved in fitness. If that means like trying to tie it in, like how to get a physique like Virgil, so be it. If I do make DMC content, it's going to be a lot less frequent than what I do now. But I'm going to try to make it informative and in a way that's contributing something. Like, I can't say too much about it, but Addie and I have spoken about a couple things in the works. And maybe when that happens, I will make a return to the DMC community. But for now, I'm looking to kind of move the wheels and expand, if that makes sense. But yeah, if you guys in the chat have any questions, but I would be more than happy to start answering questions now that I'm actually reading shit. So let me know who's all in here. Don't be quiet in the chat if you guys are still in here. I want to know what's going on. Who the real viewers are. Is DNC still in here? Is Smoke still in here? Smoke's still in here.
Gabe, Smoke, you fucker still alive? Or are you away fucking crowd surfing?
Wanted to do something to help people. That's quite admirable. I appreciate it, Destiny, man.
I hope that you guys can see where I came from, where it's like, you saw what I was like with JoJo before, where it's like, fuck JoJo Wi-Fi, clickbait piece of shit. Other people deserve your views. You see how I went from that guy to the guy where it's like, JoJo Wi-Fi is a cool guy. And you know what? It's just internet content. At the end of the day, why am I getting so fucking, like, invested in something that's purely, like, internet content that I wouldn't even share with people I know in person? Why would I get so upset about that with someone I don't even know? And now that I do know him, is friendly as fuck. That's the way I sort of approached it. So I hope you guys can see sort of where I was coming from with that. A little bit, at least. Because he's a nice guy.
No, and you know what the thing is too is looking back is that I think everybody in the DMC community, as small as DMC is, like looking back on it, if we were all helping each other and just would have I think we all could be a lot further than where we are. Not just numbers wise, but we could be a lot further than where we are. And this is chill as fuck, man. Like I was missing out. Millz is a cool dude. And to respond to what DNC was saying about there's only so much to do with DMC, that's kind of how I feel, man. I feel like an arowana in a fishbowl. Like I've talked so much about DMC that there's just like there's not enough, I guess. You know, I like so much outside of that it just feels like I'm not being real to myself. But again, when Addie's ready to talk, and we have talked recently, I don't want to speak too much on that. Then we'll get to popping. We might make a return there. It's like I see this stuff too. Like even content creators that I enjoy, who are just kind of like rechurning out like the same thing. Where it's like Devil May Cry this, that, and I'm guilty of it too, where I try to like loosely tie something in that's Devil May Cry because my audience wants it, and it's like I'm kind of getting tired of doing that, man. Like it's just not, it's just not there.
And let's not bullshit. Like it's fine to not take yourself too seriously. Like you admit that you're not the greatest at the games. Now, there's opportunity there. It's like you said. Who wouldn't want to watch me trying to teach you the speedrun? Me, who's not a speedrunner, try to teach someone who doesn't give a shit about learning the games too much. That would be funny as fuck. You know what I mean?
That would be funny as fuck. That would be funny
fuck.
as shit.
Yeah, like there would be so much fuck ups, and that's what people tune in for. People tune in for the fuck ups and the, you know, they tune in for the funny moments. Like there's still plenty you can do while not being the person that, you know, DMC players maybe want you to be. You can still be who you want to be. It's just a case of, okay, let's be creative. How can we do this? Okay, get someone who knows how to make combos in to try and teach me a combo. We'll see how fucking stupid it gets.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, it's like that, where it's like, it's content, it's funny, people will tune in to watch it, and it's better than the spiteful stuff that you were making before, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's like
100%.
it's definitely like a
Absolutely.
direction to take it, and maybe you won't have the analytics that you maybe had when you were on the DMC5.
Yeah.
You know, when DMC5 was due to release, but who is going to be?
Yeah.
I released a combo
Nobody.
with JoJo
Yeah.
that got 170,000 views. My latest one was fucking incredible, mostly because of the people I collaborated with. It's got 2,000 views. I'm happy with that. You can't expect to retain the attentions of fan bases forever.
Yeah.
So then,
No, and that, you know what? And I really don't. Like when I make my return, like, and I start doing fitness stuff, League of Legends stuff, and like you said, like when we inevitably do like the fail speed run stuff, I know it's not gonna be that, and I'm cool with it, man. Like I said, I'm cool with that. I think that that's good, and I'm in a spot now where I'm privileged enough because of my patrons that I can actually not have to rely on the AdSense so much.
yeah.
So like I really am, dude. I'm super grateful for that. Like these are some of the coolest people to say, you know what? I'm not always doing the best in the world, but I'm going to support you because I enjoy it, and I'm going to do my best to give you that freedom, right? Because before I'm chasing headlines,
Yeah.
DMC. My patrons have given me like the liberty to really just cover what I want, man, and I'm so grateful.
Exactly. Like DMC players, us guys, we don't have Patreons. You know what I mean? We don't have fans like that. We have each other. It's why you should. You're not privileged, because privilege is a shitty word. You worked to be where you're at. You were consistently uploading. You're in a position where you have fans. So my only real thing to say about that is give them what they want. You know what I mean? Fuck what anybody else says. Who gives a fuck? They're not gonna pay your bills. Who gives a fuck what they think? Do what your fans want you to do, but only if you want to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it feels like when you come back, it is going to be what you want to do, and it is going to satisfy your fans. So that's good shit to hear, homie.
And I think that's the case too, is that like I said, patrons, like before they were ever, when I would cover other shit, when I'd cover anime.
You might cut out, JoJo. You want to just repeat that for us?
Yeah.
The mic.
Yeah, no problem. No, that's good. I'm glad, because I want them to hear this bit. It's like the current patrons now are the same people that were tuning in when I stopped covering DMC stuff. Like when I talked about anime, when I talk about this or that, or like even people who aren't patrons, like Night Sky Tony, he would tune in. He said, I don't even know what the fuck this is, but I'm tuning in. Like you guys are solid, man. Like that's cool. Like, and so I think if I make stuff that I'm happy with, I really think that my viewers would be happy with that too. So I'm cool with that.
That's glad to hear. I'm glad to hear. So this is really, I mean, some of these questions we've sort of talked about in a sort of retrospective sense, but I want to say just the questions that I have written here. You ascertained a reputation for yourself as someone who uses clickbaity titles, someone who clickbaits. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
First of all, do you agree with that?
I would say that it started out sincere, like I said earlier, like the Virgil is Urizen stuff. Like people would say that was clickbait. That was 100% not. Like, so there's this, because it's bigger than that. So what it is at some point I'm gonna not be, yes, but it started out very sincere in the sense that like when I'm churning out videos and I'm just throwing everything at the wall and hoping it sticks, I'm not thinking like, oh, how can I fool this person, this, that, and the third. I'm just like, I think Virgil's Eurozin. Virgil is Eurozin. So then somebody will see that and go, well, my expectation was I was going to see Virgil in the trailer. And it's like, well, we have to do, it's not clickbait because you expected one thing and got another, right? And so it kind of built itself up again where like, I'm making these, like, I'm genuinely trying and I'm making these theory crafting videos and people are disappointed because they didn't get what they wanted. And so now they're calling me this clickbait whore. And so it would keep happening. So then at some point, yeah, I adopted it. Fuck it. I'm like, I'm going to click the shit out of you, bitch. Like,
You don't.
I was like,
you know. Yeah. Like, I was the guy that used to call you just a clickbait piece of shit motherfucker. But see now,
a lot of people do.
Yeah, I understand how YouTube works. I understand what you need to do to get your name out there. And I can't, me personally, as much as I'm attached to this game in terms of gameplay, I can't shit on someone who wants to advance themselves. Because it's how YouTube works. Don't get me wrong, it would be great if YouTube rewarded everyone equally, but it doesn't work that way. You have to put your name out there, you have to put your shit out there. So as much as I don't think that your content is something that I would watch in terms of that stuff that you were making, I can't shit on you for it because I know that's how YouTube works. You know what I mean? That's how the algorithm works. That's how YouTube works. It's flashy titles and maybe the content.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I
like
mean?
even worse than that though is like I didn't even get it. Like I wish I was that smart to just be like, oh, how can I like, I didn't even like think clickbait, how can I fool them? Like it sincerely, like the Virgil is Eurozin video, all the videos that really took off to me, like the thought process was literally, I think this is gonna happen. And so that is the title. It was like so simple minded. And then it wasn't even like, how can I use the algorithm? It was just like I was being sincere. And then like because I was painted to be this, I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm not.
You were doing what works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? You're not gonna fucking see what works and be like, I want to grow my YouTube channel. Let's do something that doesn't work. That's where the what's the word I'm looking for? The sympathetic side towards it comes from. Whereas before I talked to you, I was like, you're a piece of shit. I hate you, clickbaiter. You stole my views. This is where the sympathetic sort of side of me comes from, where it's like, I would do the same fucking thing. Why am I even giving you shit for this? I want my shit to be seen. I would do the same fucking thing. Now, right now, I'm in a position where I'm just glad I get to interact with people that I think are cool, like yourself, DNC, Smoke, Seraph in the chat. Everybody, I'm just glad that I'm part of something. Back in the day, I was sort of bitter where it was like, I did so many cool combos. It's so much easier than doing what you're doing. Why is my shit not getting views? It's an easy way to look at it. But it's the same shit where it's like, it's not how the world works. You could do what's great in your mind, but what works in the real world isn't what works in your head.
And the crazy part is too, is like Half Pint struggled with that too, man. Like you weren't the only, like edits and he's working on like real software and he would work really hard on stuff.
Doing Destiny shit as well, wasn't he? Like
he was trying really hard and couldn't garner a real audience. He's like, all right, so what are you doing, JoJo? And I had my iPhone and I was using iMovie and speaking into my like little microphone headphone. That's what I used all the way up to 10,000 subscribers. Like when he heard that, it infuriated him so much, but he was just like, fuck it. He's like, if it works, it works, man.
It's like what?
So it's like, it's not always about what you put into it. Unfortunately. And sometimes it's just a matter of using your resources that are at hand and I think and a little bit of luck.
One of the things that opened my perspective up to it, JoJo, is realizing that what someone's username on the YouTube isn't what they are on the surface. Like,
it's a persona.
For example,
it's like,
not to bring up specifics, but you are a man who works for the family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you bring things into perspective, it's like, fuck, this guy's working for his family. He's making money for them. Can I really fault him for doing something? I mean, sure, he's not going to be on the fucking top 3 content creators of someone who makes fucking combos of their life. But
Right.
is that really something JoJo gives a shit about when he's feeding his fucking people that needs to be feeded? Is that someone who... I mean, if I was in the same position, if the people who are needing fed are getting fed, would I really give a shit about the opinions of other people? That's where I sort of see...
Yeah, and that's where I was coming from,
Exactly,
too.
and I'm glad that I can understand that now. Maybe it's just I needed to grow up a little bit, but I think it's... I think it's to be honest,
big of you to it's big of you to say that though, man, because it's very easy to just be like, nah, fuck that. And I think that's fucking huge, man. Sincerely, like, my hat's off to you, and I can't wait to share a drink with you in person when the world's a little less crazy.
Exactly,
Because
homie, let's do
that's
it.
huge, man.
I'm gonna bring my mom. We're gonna get fucked up. No, but
We'll bring half pints, mom. It'll just be like it's gonna be.
I'm gonna
a
get
mom
sacked
bonanza.
from my job because I smoked goddamn weed. But you know what?
Dude, you know what my job where I'm at? You know what the regional manager?
You might cut out again. I didn't hear what you said.
I said, do you know what the job where I'm
You might cut out again.
regional manager? Oh shit! I know. I can tell. It's got to be an internet.
Do you want to tape it to me and then I'll say it out loud and then we can continue the conversation?
Are we good?
We're good. I can
Testing,
hear you.
testing. 1 2 1 2.
1 2 is heard. 1 2 is there's definitely a 1 2. Okay, I think JoJo can't hear me
1
now
2
at this point.
1 2.
Yeah.
We good?
I can hear you. You're
I
good.
can hear you.
What's my name?
Okay.
Okay, there's a bit of a delay. There's a bit of internet shit. You know, it's just it's Europe. Okay, Europe we're a delicate place.
Dude, I have gigabyte internet. This is fucking dog shit. What is this? Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. I can hear you. Okay, JoJo, say hi.
Hello.
Okay, we're good. We're back.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
So, the place where I'm at right now, the regional manager, when I was in orientation, it was funny because the whole pot thing is legal where I'm at now.
Yep.
But it's not against the policy. It's still against the policy in a lot of jobs, right? And they have to because of insurance. So the way it works is insurance companies, like most jobs have to provide insurance, right? But insurance companies aren't going to work with these jobs if they're allowing pot smokers to come in, despite it being legal.
That's crazy.
So
yeah.
if you have a decent job, they have to tell you that the job rather has to tell the insurance companies that we don't allow it. But the regional manager was like, look, if you guys have piss strapped to your thigh, like fake piss to try and pass the drug test, he's like, first of all, that's fucking nasty. He goes, second of all, you don't have to do that. He's like, I'm not saying that we're going to lose your drug test and say it passed, and he kind of like gave a look and left it at that. So it's like an unspoken law that you're allowed to smoke pot where I'm at. And it's kind of chill.
You can tell Sans Serif is a real motherfucker because he knows how it is. You know, smuggling in a fake cock filled up with piss or whatever. Yeah. He knows how it is.
Yeah. San knew. He knew right before I told the story. I said something taped to your thigh. He said smuggling fake piss.
You should I'll send you some of it after, JoJo. You should see some of Sans Serif's. He's like a DMC3 combo creator. He is so fucking dope. I'll show you some shit later. It's unreal. Yeah, I helped a friend do it. Yeah, you know how it is.
Let me see it, brother. You know where I'm at? They have these before pot was legal, we had these little pot shops that would sell fake piss. You know how they got away with it?
How?
They would say that the fake piss was for people who had a fetish, like they wanted to be peed on. So that's how they would sell it legally.
That makes sense, actually. It does make sense of how it would work. I never thought about it that way. I always thought, how did these weed shops operate when it's against the law?
Yeah.
But now that
No, we're not trying to help you pass a fake drug test. We just people like to get pissed on, man. Come on.
Smoke's pretending he doesn't know what we're talking about. Come on, G.
Yeah, Smoke, you already know what the fuck going on.
I'm only joking. Okay, so on the topic of Smoke, fucking Sans Serif's a real homie. Jesus Christ. Smoke mentioned last week when I had him on, JoJo, he mentioned two types of clickbait. He mentioned the type of clickbait where it's a clickbaity title, but you're not misleaded. You're getting the content that I talked about. It's just in a flashy title sort of area. And then there's the type of content where it's a clickbaity title,
or you're not getting anything that you were.
You're not getting what you thought you're getting, maybe speculation. Where do you think your content falls under that sort of philosophy?
I think for the longest, that's why I was saying like there was this misconception of like, oh, I just get. I would say it was closer to the end of the spectrum where it was just like you're getting what was said, but it wasn't. It was just a bit flashy.
It's a
And then
flash.
near the end of it, when I was trolling, like when I started ramping up the trolling, then it was 100% you're not getting what you want. Like you were literally there just to be
What
there.
what would you say to people that say that this maybe trolling act was an excuse to clickbait? What would you say back to that? You just don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck what they say, or is
No,
there...
no, no. I think that's fair because like I can't. It's fair because like when you do that, it doesn't matter where you spectrum. You leave it to interpretation when you do it, right? So it's like I can't convince you what was going on in my head when I do it, right? So like if I fuck up and I steal from you, right, or if I do anything bad, like I it doesn't matter why you did it. It's up for, my interpretation of it or someone else's interpretation of it is going to be something. So I'm not mad if that's what people walk away with because that's the door I opened. That was like the double edge to it, right? That's the double edge to that. 'Cause there's no excuse, there's no this or that. I'm not going to ask for an apology. Because even then, apologies I think are kind of weak. If you really care, then you just kind of change what you're doing as opposed to
At
like,
that state, an apology is just an excuse to get someone off your back. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
weak. But yeah, you open the door for other people's interpretation when you do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter where you sit on the spectrum. And the same thing could be about Smoke. Like if people wanted to run with Smoke's content and say it's clickbaity, this, that, and the third, it's like, well, you left that to that person's interpretation. Anytime you upload, like clickbaiting, like anytime you upload, you're putting a piece of yourself out there for others to interpret. So I don't ever get upset when I see stuff like that, sincerely. It's like for me, and again, like you said, JoJo Wi-Fi isn't necessarily me. Your channel is like the best impression of yourself. It's just a caricature. It's a persona.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about that. I know where I sit as a man and what my intentions were at the time and what was influencing them. And I'm not saying that they were perfect, and I know where I faltered, but for me to try to address how someone else interpreted it would be a waste of time for me. It's not that I don't care, but I left that up to their interpretation,
And how can you do anything but respect that, people in the chat? Like, how can you can't fucking sit and say, but you were clickbait. You can't. It's where I was sort of stumped when I talked to you. You had me on the back foot because it's like, thanks for the subscription, MA16. That's the audio playing in my headphones. It had me stumped where it's like, what the fuck do I say back to that? I mean, it's reasonable. How can I fucking respond to that? All I can do is understand it. I don't enjoy the content.
That's fair.
I can't. I'm not going to bullshit you and say I'm a huge fan. I don't enjoy that particular content. I wouldn't bullshit you anyway. But it's content that serves its purpose. Your fans enjoy it. How can I fucking...
Yeah.
How can I shit on you for doing what your fans enjoy you doing? And how can I shit on you for doing things that pay your bills? You know what I mean? I can't. You know what I mean? So I can only respect it even if I don't enjoy it. That's what I learned about myself is... you enjoying something and you respecting something are two different things. And I respect JoJo's grind. Don't enjoy his content. As of now, he's talking about his fitness stuff. I am intrigued because I'm gonna fucking need it. But
yeah, but I think we've come a long way, man. It's back. If you would have told me, like back when we were arguing back then, I don't know if I believe it, man. And we've come a long way, man. I appreciate it
100%,
sincerely.
100%. I'm just glad that I was the guy that you talked to, and no some cunt that would have been harsh as fuck. I'm glad that we could have sort of mended this DMC community that's high level and DMC casual community. You know what I mean? Sort of, we could have bridged this in a reasonable way because I feel like some people maybe wouldn't have been so sympathetic.
Receptive.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
No,
there's criticisms that are accurate. I think what we talked about back in the day, it was like the shit with modders was shitty. You know it was shitty. That was a shitty.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you know it. But you had intent
No, I
there.
would.
There was intent there. It turned out to be negative, and you removed the video. It's what else can we ask of you? You're gonna fucking
Yeah, I mean,
commit
and
seppuku,
looking back
you know
at
what I
it, it
mean?
wasn't like my proudest work. It wasn't like the hill I was willing to die on or anything like that either, too. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like, this is my precious video. Like it's like, nah, I threw that together. You were wrong. Get rid of it.
Plus,
No
after
big
seeing how hard YouTube is to work in terms of getting views and getting stuff, I can only respect the homies that fucking worked it out because it's a fucking puzzle.
It's a puzzle, man.
Sky
Fuck,
art.
and it changes like every month, man.
Are you,
Rhythm is
yes. Sorry, are you familiar with Sky Art's work? You don't.
No.
No. So he's creating basically DMC in a 2D Terraria sort of sense.
Yo, that sounds sick as fuck. That's
It's
nutty.
it's a dope game. He's a dope guy to talk to. Let me see what he said here. Gonna be honest, I don't really go to YouTube for DMC. Click beating titles. It's just a trick of the trade, and I'm surprised that the DMC. I think the problem is with the DMC community is, and I can speak from sort of experience, is you put so many man hours into the combos, JoJo. You put so many hours of thinking, thinking up the combos.
Oh no, I
executing-
get it.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. Executing the combos and then getting your name out there, and then you get like
Yeah.
100 to
Dude,
50 views.
I'd shit a brick if I spent hours beating up my fingers were
Yeah,
raw,
yeah.
and then I get like 1,000 views, and I see a guy who goes, "I think yours and might be Virgil, guys," and it goes 70,000 views viral, and they're like, "Oh, we love you, JoJo." I'd be pissed. I'd shit a brick.
But it's like I said
get it.
earlier, that's how the world works. You know what I mean? You have to do where the money is. First of all, where the
Yeah.
views are. It's like my good friend, Delusionary Killer. You won't know who that is, but he is for me, he's the greatest of all time DMC player. He's amazing at DMC 3, DMC 4, DMC 5. He can switch between them at will. He is, for me at least,
Yeah,
he's the
that's
greatest of all time. He said it as clear as you can say it. Don't play high level DMC for the views. It's not gonna work.
Yeah,
It's not gonna work.
it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
And that's the thing too, is that like once you establish yourself, then that opens the door for other things too. Like if I were to magically get good,
Yeah,
then that would blow the fuck up because there's already a
because you
DMC
already have
audience.
the foundation there.
established.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like and you say, and if you tell me that delusionary
Killer.
killer is your like, if you tell me that's your go-to guy and that's the best, I believe you. I
Yeah.
believe you. And so the thing, and it's crazy because I've literally never even heard that name. So like that's fucked.
I think, yeah, that's where part of the
if you-
bitterness comes from, JoJo, is like all of us sort of veterans of the series know that name, we revere that name, and then the casual viewer doesn't know it. That's where part of the bitterness comes from. It's like, yeah, of course you guys don't know that name. I'm sort of at the state of mind now where it's like, I know how it is. Not everybody's going to know your name. Maybe you deserve it, but you don't have it. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Plus, DK, he doesn't. As much as he's a brilliant player, he doesn't play the YouTube game, which is fair enough. He's not a YouTuber. You know what I mean? He doesn't upload the content. I know who he is. Sorry, Ardante. I thought you didn't know who he was. I wonder why he's not uploading anymore. I think currently his computer's broken, so that's the first major. But yeah, I think he's sort of super critical about himself. But DK is a great guy. I wish I could put you, JoJo, and DK in a call. That would be fucking sick to hear. Just to hear the.
Yeah, you don't have to wish. We can make that happen at some point for sure.
I know he's here,
Let's
DK.
see.
So let's make it happen.
I pull this up. The first thing I see is a picture of Ben Shapiro's face.
Yeah, that would be DK memeing. Anyway, let's move on because, to be honest, this is a fucking wormhole, and as much as I would love to entertain it as a player, I know we can't all night because you're a busy man. How much time do you have, by the way? You got like another hour on your hands?
Give or take.
Give or take.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, give or take.
Talk about, just briefly, because we have it give or take time, the Ruben conversation. How did that come to pass?
With me and Ruben?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, I did want to touch base on this. No, I didn't know really how. So me and you spoke off cam briefly, and that's not, I don't even know how it came to be.
Half pint?
I was supposed to speak to, you're talking about with me and Ruben, right?
Yep.
So I wanted to speak with him earlier because like me and Dan, when we did the interview, he told me like it was kind of cool. He had a picture that was framed from when Ruben did the Bobby Wasabi thing. It was like a big poster.
I know exactly what fucking poster you're talking about. Yeah, he's doing like the karate kick. He's got the headband on. Is that?
And Dan was telling me like, yo, I want to give this to Ruben. It was, and so I had already intended to speak with him. So I didn't do the podcast with him, or I didn't reach out. I'm not a Dante fan. Like, you already know that. Like, Dante's cool as fuck. But like, I played, like I told you, I started with DMC 1, but like as soon as DMC 3 hit, I was like the Virgil fanboy, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, but I did still want to speak with Ruben. And I remember he made a tweet where it was just kind of, downplaying Black Lives Matter. And I don't care how you feel about it, this, that, and the third. You can feel however you want about it, but the George Floyd's death to me was a tragedy.
Don't worry,
and
most of the people in this chat is going to support you. Don't worry about that. That's same mentality sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but even if they don't, like, the thing about it was it was a tragedy to I don't know my father personally. I'm Puerto Rican, Philippine, and then I'm black and white. So I didn't really grow up with any of my Asian culture because my dad left at an early age.
So your dad was the Asian side of it? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I just grew up in a black community. And like, especially being in a Dutch, living in a Dutch town, like I grew up in a very, very white town where I just did not feel appreciated, right? And so these are like micro transgressions in the grand scheme of things in comparison to what George Floyd was subjected to.
Yeah.
And then he was kind of downplaying it, and he was under fire for it. Like, Buddy almost got canceled for it. And I messaged him. I said, hey man, like, I made a message on Twitter. I don't know how Twitter works. We already discussed this. Like, but Twitter.
You figured out how to get to him through there. Yeah.
I'm a fucking boomer. Like,
You're I
think I got 12 followers on Twitter.
I'll follow you. Just fucking work out. Listen, after stream, we'll talk about it. And I'll say,
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out off stream. And those 12 followers was when Dan tweeted me out. So like, people were following me from Dan's page.
Yeah.
And so I remember I wrote something on his page. I figured it out, the boomer I was, and I told him, I said, hey man, I was really insensitive about like the way you framed it. And it was just something. It was something along the line, there's no excuse for violence.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay, that's fine. I agree with that statement. I'm not saying rioting is okay. But however, I don't think people are welcoming to hear it from you, Ruben, because, well, you've never really contributed to the black community. So for you to only speak on the bad that was done seems a bit biased, right? I immediately took it down. I was like, fuck, man, you're in the DMC community, buddy. You nobody likes you as is, which was deserved. I was playing the role of villain, which was deserved.
He was saying that to you?
No. I was saying this to myself.
Like, okay. I thought you were saying Ruben was saying, "Fuck, take yourself." Oh my god.
No, I thought to myself. That's what I was thinking to myself. I deleted the message immediately because I'm like, dude, people already don't fucking like you, and now you're gonna try and put the VA on blast. So I deleted that shit.
Fair enough.
Quick as fuck.
Yeah.
And as soon as I deleted it, he messaged me in like 3 minutes. He was like, hey, man. And he wanted to chop it up. So I had respect for that because I'm like, okay, you want to talk? So he said, he was trying to figure out what my angle was. And I just told him how I felt, man. And he was very open about it. And then it got a bit weird. So then I told Ruben, I said, hey, man, the community doesn't want to hear it from you because you haven't really supported the black community. So it just seems like you're biased. And he says, okay, well, what can I do? And it started out so humble, Millz. Like, it started out so cool. He's like, well, what can I do? I said, well, reach out to black community members. Like do a podcast. I was like, you have a big name. It doesn't have to be me. I said, reach out to somebody.
People will tune in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I was like, you don't have the black community's respect. So for you to go out and speak on it is disrespectful. He says, well, I don't need their respect. I was like, okay. Well, I said, that's fine. But then if you don't have the respect, they're not going to fucking listen to you. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
and the conversation was kind of like back and forth. We weren't really getting anywhere. And then, so come back to me being from a Dutch community, and I'm brown, obviously. So I was raised in a black family, in a black household. And then when I went to school, I tried to paint a picture for him. He's never been subjected to it. So I'm like, oh, well, you're a white American. So like, of course he doesn't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no biggie. So I try to explain it to him. I'm like, yo, when I went to school, my teacher called me a pig, grabbed me by my shirt, and said, "If you ain't Dutch, you ain't much."
That's
like that was the slogan in my school. This is a real thing. I didn't tell him about like how he gripped my shirt.
If you ain't
but I told
Dutch,
him
if you ain't Dutch, you ain't much.
That's the school slogan.
Up.
To this day, they still say that.
That's fucked up.
I shit you not, and I screenshotted
I can see
it.
I can see it. I do understand. I can see it, but it's fucked up. It's disgusting. Yeah.
I told him. I said, dude, when I went to school, like, let me just paint a picture for you. The school slogan was, "If you ain't Dutch, you ain't." He wrote me back, "Ha ha ha! I have some buddies that would think that's hilarious."
He wrote that.
He says,
100%.
He said, "Yeah, I have a screenshot." He said, "Ha ha ha!" That, and I didn't go. I got some Dutch friends that would find that hilarious, and I'm like, and I try to explain to him, like, it's not funny, man. Like we had 2 black seniors, and when they graduated, they would bring 2 more black seniors. And then when they graduated, they would bring, you know what I'm saying? Therefore, and I'm just trying to explain it to him, like, for you haven't been subjected to this kind of treatment, so you don't get it. And it was still just a game to him. So I said, hey.
Go on, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
And so, like, to him, it's just a game. But this was real life for me. And it, you know, for him to kind of, like, make a joke of it, I wasn't really happy with that.
This is where I know, JoJo, that he doesn't have an excuse, because I'm fucking white. As much as I like to pretend, Joe, I'm fucking black, homie, it's a joke. I am white as fuck. I've never been subjected to any kind of racism of any kind. And even I can understand where black people come from with the sort of institutionalized racism that comes from the US.
Yep.
I can see it. If I can see it, why the fuck can you not see it? And why do you think it's appropriate to make jokes about it? Like, I just can't understand that sort of mindset. It's crazy to me how divided the US is in this topic, where it's like you call yourselves you call yourselves the United States, but you're so fucking divided on this topic. It's insane, man. Me and my dad watch documentaries on it. It's like, what the fuck is going on? How are you guys looking at it? This is crazy. How can you guys look at it this way? It's insane.
Dude, what's nuts to me too was just like, I don't know, man. Like, I've been saying that, like, United States, we're this like loving country, and I agree, man. Like, there's so many more places that are like accepting, and it's like, even if you don't like the group Black Lives Matter, even like that, like, why is that a debate? Like, why is that even a debate that, like, this was a shitty thing that happened to a father? Why is there even a question of, like, well, what did... It's like, no, man, it's just shitty. That's all people are saying is it's shitty.
It's actually annoyed me, JoJo, to the point where it's like, I wish...
I lost a lot of respect for him. But then it gets, you know, and it got worse, too, because it was like, you know, he kind of did the back and forth with me. I stopped messaging him. He said, well, what can I do? I'm thinking, okay, this is another chance for us to kind of redeem ourselves. He's like, so I said, hey, you want to do a podcast? I was like, me and you talk. I was like, if you want to do that, we can express our side. And I told him, and I said, I don't want it to be combative. I'm not going to argue with you. It's not combative. I just want you to kind of like
open your mind,
air it out. Yeah. He says, yeah, we'll do it on the night of a full blood moon or some bullshit like that. And then he waited till the day of to tell me that he can't, and he did like some type of like spiritual awakening where it's like it's not his battle to speak on, so he just copped out. It was a really weak cop out, and he just decided not to. And then what's crazy is the day after he did the podcast with you and DNC.
I wish I had known that, because you know me.
The day after he did the podcast with you guys.
Yeah, you know it's no fucks given in this side of the fucking world. I would 100% have said. So what's with you laughing about the question that JoJo gave you? But you know I would have done that shit. I just wish,
I know you would. You're a crazy motherfucker.
I wish we were friends. I wish we had been friends when you fucking... That's fucked up. That's... As much as I can separate the fucking artist from the art, it's what I've tried to do with the Raiden voice actor. What's his name? The Raiden voice actor, you want... Maybe you don't know him. He's from Quentin Flynn, okay, he got accused of a lot of sexual accusation stuff. Not him, maybe, raping anybody or anything like that. It was more sort of grey area, where it's like, it's like
I think I've seen that on your Twitter a little bit.
Yeah. It's not like, it's not full on. It's not sort of pure against the law where it's like rape. It's more grey area stuff where it's like, you used me for sex and you gave me herpes, for example. That kind of shit. Where I lost a lot of respect for the artist, but the art is separate. I don't hold you two to the same, like, Ruben.
I agree, and that's why I stayed quiet about it.
I've lost a lot of respect from you, even from hearing this. This is bullshit. That's fucked up. I've lost a lot of respect for you, but I don't give a fuck about you. I'm playing the character that I want to play, and you all you did was lend a voice. There's 100 other people that could have fucking done that, so don't act too special because you were the voice actor for Dante, because at the end of the day, you're a fucking nobody. I could ask every member of my family who you are. No one's going to answer that, so don't...
No one knows. Yeah, exactly. Nobody. And that's the thing, too, is like, I was... Like, I'd have been more hurt if it came from Dan, because I'm a fanboy.
Your mic cut out, JoJo. Do you want to just repeat yourself again, you motherfucker?
Oh, sorry, man. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, dude. Don't worry.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'd have been more hurt if it came. Like, I grew up like I love this character or whatever. But like, it still hurt for me because I'm like, man. I'm like, it was very disappointing. I'm like, this is what this is, and like, I stayed silent on the matter because like I didn't want to make a fuss. But it was just like to see him even just like the day after do the podcast with you guys. Come on, man.
I was like, honest to God, JoJo, hand on my fucking heart, I did not know any of that shit when I talked to him.
No, of course. Yeah, there's no way you could have. I didn't say anything to anybody.
Yeah.
I told RBG, and it was just like, to me, I was just like, come on, man.
I also I won't pretend
it goes further than that. Like, before I forget, like this, like, the thing is like he spoke so disrespectfully about the protesters and like how they were upset and about there's no excuse for violence. And then right afterwards, when they stormed the Capitol, when QAnon was going there and being violent and like pushing police officers, taking shit and selling it, acting like absolute animals and savages, he posted on his Twitter the day of, he goes, the unheard voices of people turned to violence. Like, you really justified that, but you can't see where people were upset about George Floyd. Like, come on, man.
It's crazy where right-wingers just don't see the double standards that they set for themselves. Like, even here in Glasgow, like I said, remember that I told you about the soccer team that I support? It's they're Celtic. Okay, that's the name of the soccer team, and they are mostly Catholic. We had a riot a couple of months ago about the football team, which I didn't agree with personally, where everybody linked up and they rioted against the football board because it wasn't being handled properly. I disagreed with the fact that people were uniting in a pandemic situation.
Yeah.
And I saw a lot of people on the other side of that, the Rangers side, that's the name of the team, they're mostly right-wing side. I saw a lot of people saying, well, that's bullshit because... it's a pandemic, you're supposed to be doing blah, 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 blah. They won the league 2 days ago, and they have been non-stop groups of 2,000, 3,000 partying. And it's like, where does the self-awareness of the double standards come from, Ruben? You know what I mean? It's like, you say, Black Lives Matter, you were rioting, which I don't necessarily agree with either, but at the end of the day, it was a civil fucking rights movement. You could see where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Where do you get the perspective where you don't excuse BLM, but you excuse fucking, like, people that were rioting on the fucking Capitol, which I'm from Scotland, mate. There's no fucking emotional attachment to any constitutions or whatever the bullshit. I'm Scottish. I don't understand shit about that. Even I can see, what the fuck are you people doing? This is anti-democracy, you know what I mean? It's like...
Yeah. That was the other thing, too, is that, like, first, when we have an electoral college, and nature is literally founded in racism. So electoral college, essentially what it means here in the States is...
I understand what it is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you know how it works, right?
Yeah.
So in origin, did you know this was actually a pact that we made with the North and the South? Because basically what it was is the civil rights movement was like, okay, no more slavery, but we won't count black people votes as equally.
Which is
so
why
like that's why
it's more biased towards maybe states that don't have as much population in terms of cities. They're more rural states.
Yep.
That's why it's more biased towards them, isn't it? That's okay. Yeah.
So like that system is completely fine. Like using the electoral college system to vote was fine when Trump. But then when he lost it and he demands you to storm the Capitol, like you're okay with that? Like I don't know. Nobody even died. You just lost the election. Like you just lost it fair and square. Like, and I'm not on either side. I'm not this left wing liberal. I'm not on either end of the spectrum. It's just like you think that's an actual means to just do an act of terrorism, and it was nothing short of an act of terrorism.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
See if it was a case of right and left where both were reasonable about it and both brought their own views without the hypocrisy of it. I could understand it. See if the right wing said, immigration is harming us this way and this way and this way, and it's like, okay, fair enough, I can see that. But it's the extent that they take their views to where it's like, okay, well, where's the fucking line? Because apparently you guys draw a line, but for us, you know, that line is for us only. You guys don't have a line. It's where I fucking hate politics. See, be honest, mate. See, to be completely honest, as far as I'm concerned, like people on the right wing, mostly, I look at them and think, you're a stupid cunt. Like, you're probably a stupid cunt. Aye, like,
yeah. And I agree. Like, I think if you lean too far on any political spectrum, it's like it's not a good thing. Like, because like you said, there needs to be some type of unity and mutual respect. But just to address Sky Art, I wasn't saying that people didn't die during the Capitol storming. What I meant was the cause of the Capitol storming wasn't because someone died. It was because someone lost an election fair and square, and then people died. Whereas like the George Floyd thing was like, we're tired of black people dying.
One cunt got his fucking neck stood on, and apparently that's something that's up for debate.
Yeah, and like even here, like I get pulled over for stupid shit. Like when Pokemon Go was a big thing, they would tell me stuff like, you look suspicious, right? Or I would get stop and searched for stuff like that. When I was in my own university, I was with a kid who had the Bill Gates scholarship. Like this kid has a 4.0 and he's got the Bill Gates scholarship and he's in a D1 college. And we were doing a photography shoot because he actually, it's a book that's really well selling now. And he had a character in mind that he based off of me, which I was so honored. Shouts out to Dion. And while we were taking pictures on a university that we paid over $20K a semester for, well, I did. He had a scholarship. I was paying $20K a semester.
That's a lot.
The police pulled up on us and told us, you look suspicious, right? And they literally had their gun on their hip the whole time and told me, like, you have to vacate the premises. And we're like, we're students here. Like, we pay to be here.
They carried guns in the Netherlands. They were holding the hips.
Yeah, and they were like, they literally had gun on the holster, like gripping it, like you guys need to leave now. Like I got kicked off my own campus, and mind you, Dion is black. I didn't know if I had to say that, but like it does needless to say, but we got kicked off our own campus. So it's a real issue here, man. And I'm just disappointed that somebody that I enjoyed his work has such a narrow-minded perspective.
And it's where you do. As hard as it is, or it can be, you do just need to separate. Dante is his own entity. Your voice actor is
100%.
You may have voice acted him. He's still his own voice. That's the way I look at it. Whereas like Quentin Flynn, you were a hairpin-infested sex offender, but you're not gonna ruin this fucking game for me. Just because you're a cunt, you're not going to ruin this game for me. And that's the same sort of way I look at it. And don't get me wrong, if people are teaming up on Ruben just to team up on him, I'm going to call that out as well, because I don't think people should be teamed up on because of their opinions. I think they should be teamed up on because of what their opinions sort of, the implications of their opinions. So if he's saying, COVID doesn't exist, it's a falsity, I'm going to call that out. But if he says, like, for example, I don't know, like, something simple, like, voice actors should be paid more because of this or that, and people are trying to you know what I mean? Something simple that isn't, that isn't tied to your race or your colour, because for me personally, are you for the West End, Kelvin Grove kind of area? I'm for Ayrshire, mate. I think I'm some kind of Glaswegian scumbag. No, I'm for Ayrshire somewhere. No, but the way I look at it is it's crazy to me to see this shit, because it's like black, white, unfortunately.
It's whatever,
black,
right?
white, Asian, who gives a fuck? It's The way
Who
I
gives a
deal with
fuck?
it is like, right, I don't give a fuck what color you're a cunt to me. You're black, white,
Yeah.
Asian. I'm gonna fucking punch you right in the throat. I don't give a fuck, what color God gave you or whatever the fuck. If you're a piece of shit,
Yeah.
you're a piece of shit. It doesn't matter what race.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
He's from Dundee. I'm not from Dundee, scumbag. It's Dundee.
This motherfucker.
I'm not from Scumdee.
This guy comes out the cut. He just says whatever.
Devil,
That's funny.
Devil Never Cries got a horrible reputation for spreading false lies. Like,
Dude, Half Pint said the same thing.
Yeah,
He's told me he shows up on his streams and
yeah, just
silly shit.
he says like you eat fucking Heinz beans. Like, aye, but you don't have to tell the fucking full stream that, you son of a bitch.
Oh, that's funny as fuck.
Okay, so let's talk about I don't like ketchup in my spaghetti. That is another DNC rumor. Thanks for the follow, Ardante9. I appreciate it. I am also very disappointed in Ruben, but at the same time, it's a situation where it's like, I will talk to you as a professional, but
Yeah.
mano a mano, we don't share opinions. So just know that I'm going to disagree with you on that, and it's bullshit. But, well, do you think that repercussions in terms of jobs, for example, thanks for the follow, whoever followed, I don't know what that alert sound is, I can't get rid of it. Do you think Ruben Langdon, for example, deserves to lose his job?
No.
Exactly, you know what I mean? Where it's like, there's a
No.
correlation
I mean, I don't, and that's the thing is like, if I don't, here's the thing about me too is like, if me table, it doesn't see you eat. You feel me? Like, I don't.
Your voice cut out a little bit. Jojo, your voice cut out a little bit. Yeah.
Am I good now?
You're good.
Yeah. So like, the thing about me is like, something that I agree with
your
is,
voice cut out again.
God damn it, Millz. Fix your internet.
What is it you're trying to say? You want to type it to me and I'll repeat it?
No. We got it. I believe, dude.
Go
I
on,
believe
then.
the internet's going to be stable
Go on,
just
son.
long enough. Huh. Hello, world.
Go on. Say it. Say what you mean.
I just want to say, like, something that I agree, something I heard that I've always agreed with is, if you don't sit at my table, I still want to see you eat. You know what I mean? Like, I still want, I wish Noe well, and like you said, Dante is a character. Like, that's not Ruben entirely. That's somebody like concocted that and created something cool, and you contributed to it. But as far as I'm concerned, Ruben is not Dante. I like Dante. I don't like Ruben as a man. I don't necessarily agree with what he says, but I don't want to see him
Homeless.
lose everything because of that. Like, me and you, we don't see eye to eye. I'm not going to share a drink with you, but I don't want to see you lose everything you built. It's not like that.
That's as fucking real as it gets, homie. That is as fucking real as it gets. That right there, what you said, is as real as it fucking gets. That's someone who has suffered previously and doesn't want anyone to suffer regardless of their opinion. Is like, I don't agree with you, but I still want you to eat. That is some fucking real shit right there.
Yeah, man. I don't do that.
100%.
100%, man. Yeah, and like you said, it's like, his shitty opinions on things, that's not where he's at. It's not like he fucking joined. They were like, here, you want to be Dante? Like, it's like, your work is good, and that's what got you there, motherfucker. So keep doing it.
Just don't fucking try and be the moral fucking high ground in any arguments, because you're not going to get there. Okay, just two more quick questions before we get on to the fan questions, my man. Okay, Dan Southworth.
Yes.
Okay, me and you have both had the sort of pleasure of talking to that fucking crazy bastard. He is one crazy motherfucker. When he joined the voice call, he obviously didn't understand my fucked up accent, so he's like, I said, hi Dan, my name's Millz, and he said, yo, what's up, mouse? How are you doing? He called me mouse for the procedures. It was heartbreaking. I've never heard the end of it. How was the experience for you? Did you have a good experience with him before?
Yeah. I was eye-opening, man. Like, I really felt blessed. Like, not on some like shill type shit, or like not on like yes, fellow Virgil lovers. Not like that. Like, I was surprised how much I got out of that. Like, he really, no pun intended, he really motivated me, and he really like helped me strengthen my convictions, because hearing him, like, he couldn't have, he had this like small little apartment. He had this pipe dream that he was just like so focused on. Yeah. And then you're teaching the what was it? The the landlord's kids taekwondo just so you could
That's
eat.
fucking dope.
And then like he didn't even care. I'm sitting here like, because me, people in my circle are telling me, some people, I shouldn't say everybody, were telling me like, oh, this is dumb. Or, like before I had a substantial following, they're like, you need to grow up. You need to do that. I asked some stuff like that. It was like, it didn't even faze him. Like he was so honed in on what he wanted to do. It didn't even matter what other people said. And like, he was just, I think broke Dan, if he never would have got that role, like if he would have just like failed utterly, I think he would have been the same person.
Exactly.
And that's such a strong character, man. His character is about as strong as his fucking, like this dude is fucking, he's a G, man.
I knew what you were gonna say before you said it. He would be the exact fucking same, and from what I've my experiences with him and what I've seen, I cannot disagree. People say don't meet your heroes, but Dan Southworth, as opposed to Ruben, is exactly who you think he is. He's a goofy,
100%.
A goofy,
bro,
great to be around.
Exceeded my expectations, man.
Yeah. It makes you wonder where it makes you wonder if the relationship between the two, between Ruben and Dan is. You need to wonder if there's some sort of shakiness between there, if Dan just tunes it out completely. Because I have friends.
He tunes it out completely. He does.
Yeah, I've got friends that tune.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit. I want to speak on a matter and take it out of text, but he did. He was like, the way he spoke on it, it was like I enjoy working with this person. Like he recognized, he recognized the good, but he's like, there's just some things that I don't even bother talking about, was literally what he said. So I'm thinking he's referring to like the alien shit, maybe in some regards the political shit, I don't know,
COVID stuff,
or the astrology stuff. But he was just saying like, as soon as he talks about alien stuff, I tune him out, and that's what it is. It's like he recognizes Ruben for who he is, and he knows what he can and can't talk with him about.
I think Ruben, he just has to learn the difference between what's harmful and what's not. Like the astronomy stuff, that's great. I would love to theorize on stuff like that. I love space. It's when you bring up things that implicate, things that harm people, for example, COVID, when you implicate it's a conspiracy, who cares? People are dying. Show some sympathy towards the people that you're talking to. There's a difference. I think he just doesn't know the line between tinfoil hat on cool shit and tinfoil hat on shit that is real. You know what I mean? Like,
it's very, very real. Yeah.
Exactly.
So like for me too, like I was at work and I had somebody I needed to basically hold my position. I told him, I said, hey man, I'm gonna get a drink. He says, yeah, no problem. I come back, it's like, where the fuck do you get a drink from? I was like, I'm not drinking from the fountain. He says, why? He says, it's the middle of a pandemic, man. He goes, oh, you think that's real? No. I'm thinking in my head, like, dude, my mom just got out of the hospital. She was passing in and out of consciousness, throwing up. Like she was in the hospital. She was in the ER. And you got people saying shit like it's not real. What the fuck are you on about?
Shout out to Cosmic for the raid for 52 people. Appreciate it, Cosmic. Do you know Cosmic JoJo? He's the best DMC5 speedrunner. Just to take it off topic for a sec,
No, you gotta send me his stuff too.
I'll send you his shit. He's fucking dope as fuck.
I don't know.
He's another one where it's like there's just a great. He's got like this sort of mind where it's just a great conversation waiting for you in there. So yeah, he's a great guy. Shout out to Cosmic. Yeah, it's like you were saying, JoJo. It's like it's just that
he eats spaghetti with ketchup. It's a fucking animal.
Don't listen to DNC. He's a crazy motherfucker. Yeah, Ruben just doesn't know that line. At the end of the day, I respect anyone's opinion, but when you're at the stage you are in terms of, he's got like a shit ton of fans. Like Devil May Cry, for a start, from 3 to 5, like is a huge fan base towards him. When he's spreading opinions like that, it's like, come on,
somebody's gonna believe him. You've got
a bit of a responsibility. You might not want to accept that you do, but you have a responsibility to the tens of thousands that follow you for a start. Like
100%, man.
But
and if you didn't, that's the problem, is he just doesn't understand that impact is, he's very, and that's the thing too, is that like he may not be like an A or B, very, for the most part, I wouldn't say exempt from it, but like obviously he lives a better lifestyle than somebody who's like jam-packed in a factory with people, right? And then like if they are on sick leave, it's not like you can just take vacation whenever the fuck you want. Like Ruben, I'd imagine you could take a week, 2-3 weeks off, and you're gonna be okay.
He would be fine.
Whereas the person that's tuning in and listening to you might not be so fucking fortunate, buddy. Like, you have to keep that in mind.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. But you can't change what people think. At the end of the day, you just need to accept that some people are fucking
exactly.
spout pure shite, and you just tune it out. Unfortunately, I think the world now is like, too many people don't tune it out, and it's sort of 50-50, where it's like a lot of people in our generation, JoJo, is like they're sort of awake to the fact that this is happening or that's happening, but a lot of people just don't really give a fuck as long as it doesn't inconvenience them, and it's kind of heartbreaking to see, and it's you can't change it. It's heartbreaking the fact that you cannot change it. It's just is what it is, and that's the worst part. It's just like, you wish it could change, but it doesn't. That's the worst part. And I know you
I think that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, and you'll know how much more it is compared to me. You know, you fucking grew up as a black person. You know what I mean? I don't want to sound like that's some bad thing, because it's not. But what I mean is you would have been subject to that. Yeah, you know what I mean? You would have been subject to that more than I would have been. Yeah, exactly. So, at the end of the day, everybody should just fucking get the philosophy of everyone's fine until they're a cunt. If you're a cunt, get to fuck. If you're not a cunt, you're a good cunt. You know what I mean? But...
That's some Ziz type shit. But you know what, too, is like, I was talking about that, like, off topic. Like, being Blasian is particularly hard because you're not black enough to really enjoy the fruits of being black, and you're not Asian enough to be like Asian either. Like for instance, Drake, Chris Brown, in the black community, if we say you're light skinned, it doesn't mean you're light skinned. Like, obviously, Millz, you have light skin. We would never call you a light skin.
Wait, really?
It's like, no, never. It's like, you're fucking white. It's like Chris Brown is a light skin. Drake is a light skin. That's what we say. And they can say the N-word. They can, they're part of the culture. But the thing is because they're white, they have recessive genes, meaning not saying that you're inferior. Recessive just means your phenotype doesn't show it.
Yeah,
right?
this isn't Metal Gear Solid 1. We're not going to get fucking mixed up on recessive and, yeah, I know what you mean. Don't worry. Yeah. So I got a small penis. You can just say it is what it is.
You have this blank canvas, which is mostly black features, right?
Yeah.
But then, if we look at Asian people, typically Asian people have nothing but dominant features, similar to black people.
You mean like eyes, cheekbones, stuff? Is that?
Yeah, the crescent eye, cheekbones, everything down to the teeth. Like, Asians have, if you mix anything with Asian, it usually looks Asian.
You're gonna
right?
see some Asian in that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So when you mix black and Asian together, it's like we don't get the same treatment as black and white. Because you look at black and white, you go, that person's black. You look at black and Asian, you're like, what the fuck are you? Like, I don't even, what is that? Yeah. So, it's weird. I'm not Asian enough to...
You need to respect the Blasians, though. I feel like it's a cool blend. Like, that's just the epitome of cool, is like a Blasian. Yeah, like, I'm fucking Asian.
Chicks dig it. But, I don't get to have friends with, Weird.
It's unfortunate. Okay, so moving on from the Blasians and the Rubens. For the future of the JoJo Wi-Fi channel, who would you like to work with?
Like big names, small names?
Anybody.
Do I have a list?
Fucking anybody, mate. Who would you like to work with?
That's a good question. Like a one-time thing, a collaboration. I got a lot of spots. I get to work with Hollow Knight, but I haven't done anything. You got their new game coming.
You might cut out. You got to work with who?
I got a sponsor from the new Hollow Knight game, so I'm excited to do that one. There's a couple other ones, but Hollow Knight seems pretty cool. That's not a person. As far as people go, I want to work with a lot of smaller. As far as smaller names, like what we talked about earlier, I'm excited to see what people have in terms of like with Brawly, Cosmic, and I think you said Delusionary Killer.
Yeah,
I want to talk to these people. And then as far as like aiming for the stars type thing, I don't really know, to be honest with you, dude. Like, I don't have anything in mind. I haven't even really thought about is who I would have liked to work with since I want to do fitness stuff. I've always liked Rich Piana. You ever see that guy? But he's dead now.
The only fitness channel with... Oh, no, he's the fucking ripped as fuck guy. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Bigger by the day, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like that dude, I wish I could have worked with him, man.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
The only,
he's funny as shit.
The only ripped guys I know on YouTube is the Hodge twins, and they're kind of right-wing dumbasses, so...
Yeah, Hodge twins are fucking hilarious.
They are funny
Rich
as fuck,
Panini,
yeah.
Rich Piano, all dude. Those...
He was fucking shredded as fuck, to be fair. He was.
Dude, there we go. DNC knows that. That's what I wanted to talk about. Does your dick hang lower than your balls, motherfucker? Like that. Dude, that guy.
Of course DNC knows him, the big fucking meathead.
Yeah, DNC, you gotta fill Millz in. He went on with like this chick who didn't look too bad, but she had the voice of like fucking man. Like, and they were on T. Like, he's very transparent about the fact that he roids. And so, like, of course, naturally the fitness community painted him to be like a natty god, like as a meme.
Yeah.
And so, you know, like there's this conception that steroids, this misconception that steroids shrink your dick when in reality it's actually your testicles. So then Rich Piana made the argument that...
Don't you think the testicles is worse though? Like, I think it would...
No, that was his argument, is that it's better. He's saying if the smaller your testicles are, the bigger your dick looks. So
that's fair enough. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, he said aesthetically your dick would hang lower than your balls, so it would make it look bigger.
It's a problem that I do deal with actually. Is the dick sometimes struggles to hang below the balls, although I do have huge balls. So I mean, maybe I should just take steroids.
Does your dick hang lower than your ball? I would have loved to have an interview with Rich. It sucks, man.
In terms of DMC creators, purely DMC creators, who would you like to work with in the future?
Me and DNC, and I don't say that just because he's in here. Me and DNC, A, because I was watching him before I joined the scene. B, because don't be mad at me for not knowing the name. Me and Katana did both of them.
The artist.
Contrast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're both, half black. We're like it. The friendly banter rival, whatever you want to fucking call it, it was fated to happen. And the fact that we haven't done anything outside of this live stream is a real shame.
At one point, it wasn't friendly. At one point, that shit got heated.
At one point, it was not friendly. It was not.
I'm glad it got resolved, it did, but at one point, that shit was not friendly. Yeah.
But, like, I think that was a huge opportunity missed just because of, like, how close those things are and it hasn't happened, And I know the fans want to see that, too. I want to have it happen. I guess the other one would be Don Gurry, dude, not because he's super awesome, this, that, and the third, but just because
he's a mystical being.
I don't know who he is. Yeah, he's a fucking unicorn. Like, I don't know. I have, like, yeah, you're a unicorn, buddy. So, like,
I can understand it. Yeah, he is. He is the fucking. The Jack in the Box of the DMC community. He's so famous, and yet none of us really know anything about him. Did you see the thing?
So that's gotta be the big one. I don't know, man.
You don't have Twitter, but he posted like a thing where it was like I don't know if it was his per se, but a car had crashed. There was like a car crash. The door was hanging off. The car was fucked, and his fans were writing like, Don Gurry, I bet you Royal guarded out of that. Exactly, and it's just like. Come on, man. The guys might have just been in a fucking car crash.
Yeah, that's fucked. That's not what he wants to see.
It is the fruits of your labor when you reach that level, I suppose. But DNC and Don Gurry, maybe on the same project. Imagine that. Don Gurry's like, hello, JoJo Wi-Fi song.
Bro, I'm trying not to. That's not funny, but it is. Like... Royal Guard, like why would you say that?
Exactly, that's fucked up. Yeah, like, oh, you just royal released out of your fucking death. Like, come on.
Yeah. I mean, I broke section 6 and 7 and people were telling me like stay motivated. I'm like, dude, not right now.
My spine is fucked and you're telling me to be motivated, you cunts. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Maybe
I don't want DMC references right now. Please don't do that to me.
Yeah, like you get beat the fuck up and it's like, oh, pop your devil trigger. It's like, I'm gonna fucking strangle you.
Bro.
Okay.
Oh.
Last question before the official fan questions. Any favorite DMC players?
No, man, because like I didn't really get into that scene. Like I told you, I was watching John, DNC, and Half Pint. Obviously, I thought DNC stuff was really dope, and then Smoke took it like to another level for me, and that's when I started to like low key peep some of the stuff that you guys were doing. So I don't think it's fair for me to say I have a favorite if I looked into it enough. Millz, yeah,
Yeah,
Millz
yeah, there we
DMC.
go. Thank God.
Yeah,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
the.
No, I'm only joking.
No, but your stuff is cool as fuck. I actually no bullshit. This was before we were even cool. I sent that I think it was before we were cool. I sent it to Half Pint. That video you did with the where you were bouncing shit off the spikes area in DMC5.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought that was cool as fuck.
Oh, you should.
I sent
see,
that to Half Pint.
You should.
I
See
thought
the,
that was good as fuck.
You should see the newest one I did. It's a collab, and the 3 players that I did it with are fucking insane. Like, I'm decent, I'm okay. The 3 players that I did it with were like insane, homie. It's ridiculous. Like, you should see these fuckers. Just, I know you don't have the biggest appreciation for that kind of shit, but you should see this just to see how fucking good they are. It's insane how.
No, I'll keep it because
like,
yeah.
I was
like
making
I said,
combos. I was
it's
making
not to say that
combos,
I
and it's
don't.
like, I was trying to keep up with them, and I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do here? What the fuck? Like, these cunts are so dope. I'm shite. How the fuck am I supposed to? I feel like, honestly, I would be better as an idea person, where it's just, I don't know if you're too musically inclined. Do you know who Rick Rubin is? He's a producer, but he also did stuff with like I think he did stuff with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, where he just sat on a couch and he was like, "That's dope, that's shit."
Okay.
I should just become the DMC Rick Rubin, where it's just like I sit with Static Torch for a little bit, and it's just like, yeah, that's dope. That's a great idea. No, that's shit. Yeah, that's good. Here's an idea. Just take all my ideas and make them better because I'm terrible.
Yeah, you just like you do the blueprint and you kind of like send them on their way.
Yeah, but I'll send you that after. That's fucking. It's really cool how fucking. Like,
Yeah,
that shit that you saw from me, the bringing the environment stuff, they took it to a whole nother level. I was trying to keep up. I feel like maybe I was a little bit of an architect for that stuff back in the day, but now they took my archetypes and they took it to a whole nother level, a whole nother world, and I'm here trying to build a fucking rocket ship to keep up, homie. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Nah, but for real though, I watched your stuff even then, and I had an appreciation for it. I don't have like you said, I don't have the world's biggest appetite for like DMC content stuff like that. But I can appreciate it, and I think you're selling yourself a little bit short because it looks good as fuck to me. I don't know what's happening, so I don't know like the macro management that goes into it for me to appreciate the way I need to. Mm-hmm. But I can tell it's good stuff, man. Yeah. For real. I accidentally did like a reversal on stream once. Pretty nutty, so no big deal.
The guy who accidentally did a reversal and got it removed from the game because Matt Walker's excuse was someone did an accidental reversal and we had to remove it. So JoJo Wi-Fi, actually, we're back to being enemies. No, I'm only joking. Did it? I bet it felt good though. I bet the accidental reversal felt kind of good though.
No, I didn't because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. People were in the chat like, "Whoa, was that a reversal?" I was like,
"Yeah, what the fuck did I just do?" Yeah. But no, and I appreciate you saying that because it is one of the things you said before we even got back in good terms was, "I watch your shit, you're dope. You're a bit of an asshole to me, so let's talk about that," which I appreciate. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I sent it to Piney Boy. I said, "Dope." It's like I like that idea. It's creative too, because it's like a lot of people are just showing off in the blank room or like the room. It's like to use the environment. That's pretty dope. That's opening up.
For me, it was where the game had to go. It had to evolve there because there's only so much you can do in a blank room. So for me, the only way it could rightfully evolve beyond maybe certain ideas was take it to the environment and, you can't do things in this room, but you can fucking do them when you do this shit or do that shit. So that's my sort of perspective on it. I caught some of the guys that were in the collab. I caught Static Torch when he was relatively new. OF, even the other guy, Ray, I caught them and I was like, you guys are fucking sick. You guys have potential. Let's do some shit. And now, like, hopefully they are widely considered some of the best players in the game. I hope so. I don't want to say that as an ego thing. That's not an ego thing because it's like, I'm still terrible. But hopefully these guys click on.
I wouldn't say for sure not terrible, but I like that you can remove the ego from it and be happy for someone else, because that's scarce in today's day and age. It's just like the idea of giving props to somebody else, because some people hate to see other people move that peg ahead of them. 100%. So it's refreshing to see somebody who really enjoys watching people keep moving up. So that's cool.
That's it. It's love for the game, and your generation and whatever you're doing, you could be a rapper, a musician, you could be fucking anything. Your generation is always going to get succeeded by what comes next. And for me, it was sort of like, there's only so far I can take this. Let's find some dope motherfuckers, and they're going to take it forward. And I feel like I sort of did that with the Eco Style too. But if you ever feel like making a combo with Virgil, by the way, Millz, try using Void Slash. I will do that, Destiny Spider. Thank you very much. I did get old, MA, you son of a bitch. Thanks for giving me your money. Okay, let's get to the fan questions. And I have to warn you, JoJo, not all of them are friendly.
Oh no.
Unfortunately. The first one's good. Nambe asks, who would win in a fight between you, John Fleer, and Rizora?
Me, 100%. I love my brother John. And then I have no ill will towards Rez, but I remember like the little like hand cam thing, and he looks like he's a very skinny guy. Not to say that I'm the thickest, but to my knowledge, I'm the only one real fight experience. Like, I've done the basics for boxing, the basics for Muay Thai.
Yep.
So I'm gonna say it's me.
What about John Fleer though? Like, he's Filipino, he's fighting.
No, he wants
fighting
me.
For
so that
was
we've spoken, and he intends for me to train him at some point. I'm gonna be doing real estate in the Philippines at some point, and I plan on training John.
You should help me get him on the podcast one time. That would be fucking ridiculous, wouldn't it? That would be.
No, 100%. He would do it 100%.
He would do it. I do have some things to say to him, but
yeah.
I mean,
I think that'd be good.
Preferably resolve them off stream, because at the end of the day, I don't want to embarrass any cunt that comes on here. I don't want to put anyone on the spot.
That's not the goal.
Have I put you on the spot at any point today? If I have, I feel good shit. Because me a year ago, 100% would have did that shit. But me now, it's just sort of like, come on, I just want to fucking.
It's the most Kino comfy stream in all the video.
I just want to fucking shut up. Okay, DDX_EXE asks, the Capcom leak implies there's absolutely no DMC games in the works at all. Does he have any plans on what he's going to do now that 5 Special Edition is old news?
Yeah, so that goes back to what I was talking about. Like a very big fish in a fishbowl, man. Like, in fact, it's actually kind of liberating, because I got all these fans that come back that keep asking for more DMC. They're very hungry for that. Yep. So I'm actually quite grateful that, and it's better for the game too. Like, you don't want games to just start pumping shit out. You don't want DMC 6 to be around the corner, fellas. Like, listen to me, guys. You don't want that. You don't want this to become the new Battle Pass Fortnite game where you're just shitting them out. If it takes another 5 years to produce a good game, hopefully not like 10 years, not like as long as the last hiatus, but if it takes 5 years to create a new good DMC game, let's do that. Let's not rush the next one. But in the meantime, we got some fitness content, we got some perhaps League of Legends, and perhaps some speed runs and stuff with Millz. We got a lot of good stuff.
That'll be funny as fuck. That will be fucking ridiculous when we do that, homie. It'll be me trying to remember what you do, and you just being like, Millz, what do I do? And it's like, I'm trying to remember.
I'm like, you playing with your feet? What are you doing, man?
What I found, though, is that you do find a good enjoyment of just uploading your own content. Like me, JoJo, I've been doing, RTS games?
I've seen it.
Yeah. I went back to old RTS games. There was a new update for a mod came out. It got 1,200 views, which in our line of work, or maybe even my line of work, that's not bad. That's a pretty good number. So it's like, okay.
It's always good. Yeah, it's always good seeing something that you like actually care about, that you know that because I know that's not what you it's not what you're known for, right?
Yeah.
It's like people know
Yeah.
you for your mixes, so
Yeah.
it always feels good when you cover something outside of that, and then it starts to grow.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mike, I was doing that instead of watching Kong. I'm sorry. I apologize for not being there. They watch movies. It's a bunch of friends that watch movies together. I've not been doing it recently, so I do apologize, Mike. But
yeah, like recently I did an Attack on Titan video.
mm,
I love that shit. I did an Attack on Titan video, and I just checked. And I think it's like, if it's not, I think it's around 30,000 some views. And
that's
I
a
was like,
lot.
oh,
That's a shit
I was
ton.
like,
Yeah.
we're finally getting eyeballs for, like, some of the other stuff. So that was a good feeling. I know what you, and it's cool. It's a very liberating experience to talk about stuff outside of what you built yourself on, and then see even just a little bit of success in it.
100%. I would fucking love to see you do some, even some shit we talked about, like me just. Like the video title, it doesn't even need to be clickbaity. DMC, it doesn't even have to be me. DMC Speedrunner tries to teach me how to speedrun, and it's just a fucking clusterfuck. You know what I mean? Like
Speedrun professional absolutely destroys and shatters the record.
But it's like we talked earlier. No one can really fault you for even like the latest title. A DMC2 remake with Virgil works perfectly. Like I might not agree with that, but it's the sort of title that YouTube likes, and it's your opinion. So how can you really argue with it? It's only if it was something like DMC5 monsters are hurting the community. That's
and
when
the
I would
effort was there too, because like I made it a grand effort. DMC2 with Virgil ? I made a grand effort so that you understand that this is a hypothetical. This would be perfect, like that was the effort there. So
you need to play the YouTube game. Like at the end of the day, I can't fault anybody. Like look at your Attack on Titan video. As good as it did, it was 730 views, and then a Devil May Cry 2
that was
remake.
The other ones, the lower ones.
Devil May Cry 2 remake was 34,000. Like the numbers speak the facts. Also, I can see like a young fucking. Okay, that does thumbnails. Yeah, reaction to.
I had to.
Yeah.
I did put Yang Ye's ass on blast, but he was. It's like me and RBG have talked about that, man. He's just fallen so far from where he was at. I did have a good go at him.
He used to be brilliant back in the early MGS days, but now I just don't tune into him, to be honest. He's a bit of a bullshitter. Okay, Martin G asks, how does Lucifer glitch work? You won't know how that works.
That's there you go. I'm very
yeah.
Take it away, man. I don't know.
It's tricky, put it that way. Sultan. Okay, there's two questions here from Sultan Lifts a Lot. Is he excited for the Ninja Gaiden collection in June, and also his prediction of when or if Ninja Gaiden 4 will release?
So Ninja Gaiden is one of those games that I always wanted to play, but like I said, as a kid, I didn't have a whole lot, man. Like, it's a lot better now. Like, my mom owns she's the CEO and owns one of the biggest daycares in our area. And myself, I'm doing, pretty decent for myself now. But at the time, we did nothing, man. Ninja Gaiden, I always wanted to get into that game, but we just didn't have the money, man. I don't play it. I have no idea. No idea, man.
How much?
It's too broke.
How much do you bench?
How much do I bench currently, or like before accident?
Both.
Pre-accident working weight was I've never had, because I have like a ring, long ass arms. Despite only being 5'9", I have the reach of somebody who's like 6'1". And the way power distribution works, sincerely, the longer your arms, it's actually very difficult to get a bench that counts. So like, I could probably still do half-ass bench presses where it's not like performing the full push movement. But if we're talking like from chest to, heels planted to go, it was working weight of 225. I never maxed out before the accident. Currently, I think I'd be lucky to do anything over a plate without maybe irritating my back a little bit.
Me too.
Long arms are deadlifts.
Me too, but without the back excuse, I'm just weak as fuck right now. Okay, Night NC. Now, before I ask this question, JoJo, did you ever see the video he made? It was Content Cop, JoJo Wi-Fi. Did you ever see that?
Hold on.
Hi.
How we doing?
Hello.
Hi.
How we doing, Tiger?
Hold on. I'll pull you off the stream. Don't worry, man. I know how it is. Which one is it? There we go. Don't worry, you're off the stream.
What is it?
Hold on, I'll mute him. He's very private.
What happened?
Tiger, hold on.
You need my help?
I've got him muted. Don't worry. It fucking took me long enough. Destiny Spider. You fucking give me a minute. Things don't just. DK, I'm just gonna. As much as I find that funny. Please, how do I delete comments? I can't. What's up, JoJo? Okay, how the fuck can I hear him? Okay, I can hear him.
Alright.
Yeah.
We're back. Now we're good.
Don't worry, I turned off your cam, I muted your mic, I broke my fucking overlay, and I did it for you. Okay. Yeah, good to go.
All right.
Why can I still hear you twice? Where's that coming from? Speak for me.
I think I turned the thing on. Unmute. Okay, we're back.
Yeah, we're back. Okay, I see. Yeah. Hey Millz, can I watch Eco Style Volume 2 on stream? Of course you can, my man. Okay, so back to what we were saying. Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Have you seen Night NC's, and I'll try and get through this quickly because I know the fam is trying to get to you. Night NC's YouTube video where it was content cop JoJo Wi-Fi. Did you ever see that?
Yes.
You saw
yes,
that?
I did.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what I saw, he wrote in the chat earlier, like he wrote, he basically wrote like peace and love, like I appreciate you now. That's basically what he wrote. He wrote like, you're actually kind of a cool dude, kind of thing. You know what I mean? But
I didn't see that.
Yeah. But what he's saying here is, before I get to my question, I want to start by saying I was personally never too big on your content. You seemed very arrogant and made a ton of clickbaity content. From that, I made the assumption that you only cared for the money rather than the game. I don't necessarily blame you. YouTube sort of rewards this behaviour. When you made a video blaming DMC modders as to why DMC5 SE wasn't released on PC, it rubbed me the wrong way. I made a response video that is now privated, asking you to be more accountable for what you say, given that you have a relatively large subscriber count in comparison to others. The modders were doing a great service for the community, and I did not want hate coming their way because of what you said in your video. I privated the video because I got some backlash saying that you had changed for the better, and given that I haven't watched your content in quite some time, I couldn't determine if what people were saying was true. But at the same time, I didn't want a video out there that brings a bad light to your name if you did in fact change, so I did private it. My question is simply this. What are your thoughts on the DMC modding community as a whole?
Back to that. Unprivate it. Because I don't know. I don't think it's bad, first of all, in the sense that I know that wasn't your question. But unprivate it. Make it public again. I seen it, I kind of skimmed through it, and it wasn't true in the sense that, like, I mean, there's points that are true, there's points that are not. I heard the point about, like, I think what you said was something along the lines of, like, do enjoy the game, you're not a fake fan, but I think you're in it for the money. And to an extent, that's true. The only thing that I have to say to that is, like, it's not inherently bad if I'm providing a to you. So it's like, it's not, I don't know, this idea of, like, he likes to make money. I never got that point. Like, to me, that went over my head because I'm just like, yeah, like, I do enjoy making money. Now, the clickbaity stuff, that is an insult. And, like, I have to be accountable for that. Like, and some of it is, like you said. So that's why I say unprivate it. And then even if that was wrong, like I said, I can't be upset about the way somebody interprets my content. I upload, I'm putting it in a public space on the internet. So it's like, again, I can't be mad at that, like how people take it. So make it public again. As far as my opinion on the community, the modding community, I'm not involved enough to know. Like some people have said, I've benefited off of it. And I will say this: the amount of work that goes into this shit, like, guys, is hired. Like, maybe not all of them, because some of them are just adding silly shit. But like the amount of work that's being added into some of these mods, whether I like you or not, is fucking nuts, dude. Like that's got to be hard. So I respect that. I don't know a whole lot, but I respect it. So hope that answers the question.
There was a little more to his question, Jojo. It said, "Do you still believe that modders are negatively impacting the series?"
No, I never believed that to begin with. That was just a part of the.
It was bullshit. Yeah, it was. Just
I never believed that.
Yeah.
Hence why my video was. I never actually believed that. That's why I say make your video public, because right, wrong, or indifferent, that's how you felt. That's what you're expressing. It's not untrue to how you felt. Now, whether the statements hold any validity or not, that's another discussion. But you should publicize it because that's how you felt, you know. And I'm not offended by it. I'm not, you know. And if someone watches your video and goes, "Bad guy," like that's all. I don't give a fuck. Make it public, man.
He writes, "I know I came off as harsh, but I do mean what I said. I have no bad blood against you. I wish you the best. Take care." And then he wrote, I think JoJo Wi-Fi answered the question on stream. He was just trolling. And then he made another comment. "See you later, Sky." He wrote, "I was watching the stream. You seem like a great guy. Peace and love. Peace and love to you." Peace sign.
Peace and love to you too, brother.
Go. I've definitely gained a ton of respect for JoJo. See, I told you this would be great for your brand, homie. Now, if you can just send me the check in the mail, it would be...
Yeah, your PayPal will be ready when we're done here.
Yeah. Tanner Medlin says, "What is his goal for content creation now that DMC5 is kind of finished?" We sort of covered that. In my opinion, the best direction his channel could take could probably be by covering modding news or other DMC content such as combo mats. Now, as much as I would love that, it's about what you want, and let's not pretend as if we're going to force you to give a shit about that kind of stuff. Like, what I'm trying to say is only cover what you want to cover. Don't try and force anything out that you're not interested in, because it's not going to work. Do the fitness shit, and then whatever else comes, just that'll be dope.
No, yeah, and there will be a time and a place for it. And I will be at some point when I'm done with 7 days a week bullshit. Like, I'd be excited to touch base on stuff. It's more of a time thing than it is like a lack of interest, because like I see stuff like that. It's like I said, it's more of a time thing. Yeah. But there's gonna be a time and place for it. Absolutely.
Some nobody named Devil Never Cry asks thoughts on the DMC community as a whole, pre-DMC5 and post-DMC5.
I really think that's the best question asked thus far, because I came into it thinking, like, you know, I really love this game, but everybody here is a fucking asshole, and I felt really disappointed. Part of it at the start, I would say all of it at the start was bullshit, but then later on, I was accountable for that. But regardless of whose fault it was at the start, I felt like everybody was a fucking asshole. But as I've kind of aged in this community, I guess, like the longer I'm here, I'm starting to see like it's not a bad spot at all, G. Like this is a tight niche community, and it ain't nothing that really can't be hashed out, lost in the grand scheme of things. If you're a good person, it's gonna show eventually. If you're a bad person, I shouldn't even say bad person, but if you do fuck shit, it's gonna surface too. Everything came to light. People saw that Resort was bullshit. People seen that, I'm not such a bad person. Everything's gonna come to light, and I kind of like that.
Yeah. Okay. Bale asks, why did you choose DMC as your main sort of source of content compared to other games? I think we sort of covered that, didn't we? We sort of, yeah.
So yeah, it's not like DMC is like I wake up and I'm motivated. Fucking like it's not like huge part of my childhood that I sincerely love and cherished, and I just want a platform to talk about video games. But that's the bigger thing. It's like I just needed a platform to talk about things I like, and I was throwing everything at the wall, and DMC stuck. So that's what we talked about. you know. And it's not to say that I didn't like DMC. I'm just here because of the new hype that came from, you know, DMC 5. It's not that. I really did have love for this game, but it's the reason it's been built to the point it was is because at the end of the day, I really just wanted a platform to talk. So, and that's what stuck.
Do you have ties with Capcom, like a selected influencer?
Selected influencer.
I don't know.
I have, I guess there's like some insiders, but it wouldn't be like directly from Capcom. Like I have people that I'm not allowed to speak on stuff, like that have stuff licensed to Capcom, but not directly, no. Like for instance, there's something really cool that's Q1. You feel me? But that's all I want to say.
What is your favorite DMC game?
One, because of the nostalgia.
What is your?
I know everyone wants to say 3. It's 1 for me.
What is your favorite Devil Arm?
I want to say the Ifrit Gauntlets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say the Ifrit Gauntlet.
They're pretty dope. Yeah. And your favorite character, I'm assuming, is Virgil. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question. What's your favorite music from DMC? What's your favorite song from?
Ultraviolet.
It's dope. Yeah. It's 100% dope. When I was remixing that song, it was the hardest shit to remix because it's like
I appreciated that because it's hard.
yeah.
How you remix something that's that good, right?
It's that fucking. There's so many noises in my headphones. It's like, okay, let me try and figure out the bass. I can't fucking figure out what's going on. It's a hard song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny Sterkov asks why. That's the only question he asks is why. There's no.
Yeah. Why did you do the podcast, idiot?
Yeah. Fuck. I'm sorry. Kayo asks, I'm interested, and I know he redacted this question earlier, but I'm going to ask it anyway because I'm a cunt. I'm interested to know why people like to make a brand of themselves in their videos while being aware they're almost never held to their title much truth. Why they almost never hold their video title much truth. His other wording, how do you take pride in your work when it's mostly based on conscious clickbaiting? And we answered that by saying I was basically just doing it to fucking wind people up. Which is fair enough. So there you go, Kyle. That answers your question, you bald son of a bitch. Mr. EC Nerp asks, can you not come up with a better name like One Piece Bluetooth?
You know, everybody told me that was a dumb pitching it to my, you know, and my wife. I was like, I like the name JoJo Wi-Fi. That's dumb as shit. They were real honest with me. I liked it because JoJo isn't just like, it's not just JJBA fanboyism. Like that's the nickname I was given.
It's a part of it though. It has to be a part of it.
No, it's a part of it for sure. But that was my childhood nickname. And then Wi-Fi because that's the first thing you ask when you get to somebody's house. So I wanted to be like the first thing that people ask about in any media source. So JoJo Wi-Fi.
What was your favorite part?
For JJBA?
Mm-hmm.
Part 5 is best part. Joseph Joestar is best JoJo.
I'll accept Joseph is the best JoJo. But part 4 was the best part for me.
No, dude. But I have, you know what? I was sleeping on part whatever. But if you go back, it's like, nah, Yoshikage Kira was a really good villain because he didn't have anything crazy like Diablo or Dio. He didn't have, but he still managed to put people. The storytelling was good for part 4. I was underappreciated.
Yeah, he just wanted to kill motherfuckers, you know what I mean? He just wanted hands, and at some point you have to just respect that, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't trying to rule the world or master. Oh. Yeah, he just wanted to kill bitches.
That was it.
Destiny Spider, and this is going to be the final question because it's the only question. Actually, I think there's one more. Let me just double check, but I'm pretty sure this is the only question with some substance. Okay, no, there's... Fuck, hold on. My internet abilities are failing me. Okay, there's 2 more questions. Destiny Spider asks, are there any moves in Devil May Cry that you find yourself spamming a whole bunch and you kind of feel bad about it, but at the same time that doesn't stop you from doing it? For me, it's Quick Drive with Dante and Roulette Spin with Virgil.
Yeah.
Besides you, Destiny, come on, I was holding it down for you, homie.
You know, I think everybody is a Stinger whore at the start. So yeah, Stinger, and I guess with 5, with Virgil, I found myself spamming Void Strike a lot. Like I don't, not even just because it's like busted or anything, but I just love the vacuum effect that it has. So Stinger growing up because I fucking suck, and then Void Strike because it's fun.
Fair enough. And the final question asks, now I feel like we partially answered this. What is your reasoning behind using so much clickbait and mainstream tactics on your videos when you know DMC isn't that type of content to make it with? It makes people not want to watch more of his videos, especially when he keeps doing it. See, the bad part is there, Marcy, is people do watch it.
I was about to say I didn't have the heart to.
Yeah, like plenty of more people watch that shit.
I don't mean to flex on you, but it's like actually it was like the perfect thing to do.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, a lot more people watched it than the shit that we do. So
it's DMC is a niche community. There was no like mainstream guy doing like mainstream like YouTuber cringe tactics or whatever you want to call it. You know, there was no
There you go, Marcy. Hope that answered your question.
And if anything, too, like the other thing about it, as a final thought, is like I think that even if it was like bad impressions on myself, I think that it did bring some type of mainstream attention to newer viewers. Like I think something good came out of it. Not saying that that's why I came into it. Not stand on the moral high ground and make myself like the Pope, but I think it definitely garnered at least a couple of eyeballs and that may not have seen or heard anything about the game. So something good came out of it. But something good came out of it.
For sure. And that was the last question. JoJo, if there's anything else you want to talk about, anything you want to plug, now is the time.
Nothing that I'm allowed to like, but there is like, I like anime, guys. I hope you guys also like anime. I also like DMC, guys. I also like Netflix and Adi Shankar. He's cool as fuck. And then I also like I like Hollow Knight. So I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. It's been a good run. I actually legitimately have, and it's definitely not the last time we're gonna do this.
It's unironically, it's like the longest one so far. Like none of them have reached almost 4 hours. I think we just sort of get caught up about living our glory days when we were young and fucking.
So much of this pod was like not even related.
Like I had planned for like 2 hours, and then here we are at fucking. I suppose it's like nearly 1:30 at your time, almost.
This is the longest I've ever done for sure.
This is my problem, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna talk to JoJo Wi-Fi. Let's try and keep it condensed, and then we end up shooting the fucking shit
for so long.
And we talk for so long. Yeah, exactly. But you know what? Other cunts can fucking do the condensing. I just want to have a good time. You know what I mean? And I had
there
a
you
good
go.
Time. I had a good time. Thanks, Cosmic, for the raid. I see you, homie. I owe you one. Thanks for everyone who tuned in. Thank you, JoJo Wi-Fi, for first of all even giving me the time of day to talk to you when shit was going down. Because if I was in your position and some little guy was trying to talk shit, I don't know if I would have given him the light of day. So, first of all, thanks for doing that.
Well, I appreciate you too, man. Sincerely, this is very mutual, and I had a good time. Sincerely, I had to wrap it up or told you I had to. So thank you everybody who heard me out, and it was a good time being here, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on, brother. I appreciate it so much. I think next time on the Run of the Millz podcast, it's gonna be me, and it's gonna be Static Torch, OF, and Ray, and we're gonna be looking through Eco Style 2 in a sort of director's commentary style video or podcast. So that'll be fun. The first question I ask is what time their husband gets back.
Stupid.
That's fucking-
You're fucking dumb, bro.
He's a fucking dumb asshole DNC, isn't he? Jesus Christ. Okay. Thank you, JoJo, for coming on. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Let's just ban that fucking idiot that's in the chat. Why don't we do that, Michael? Mecha Mike, you want to do your job? I'm waiting.
Yeah, I've never heard of this guy, but we gotta get rid.
Yeah, we got
Guys
it.
nuts.
Thanks, Mike. You were here. I appreciate you. Shut your bitch ass up, big follows. You tell him. Okay, and let's follow Metal Gear speedruns because they are live right now, and we can lend our viewers to them. But yeah, JoJo. Hopefully this is not the last we speak in an official capacity. I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, for sure, well, brother.
And, all the best to you and yours, and stay safe during these troubled times. my
You
friend.
too, brother. Take care.
Take care, homie. Peace.